into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. So good to have you with us. So good to have you guys with us. How y'all doing?
You know how we do it.
Happy
Welcome
Wednesday.
to it. Thank you so much. Downhill to the weekend, as Ewan will always say. But of course, we have to get serious. It's National Savings Month, and we've been focusing on getting financially fit. We've got to grapple with a big question this morning. Debt versus savings. When do you put your hard-earned cash into what? We're going to grapple with that question a little bit later on the show.
Very interesting. Dying to know that one.
Yeah.
Definitely. We're also looking at what's trending this morning, and there's an ad in the UK that's been banned because now we're tackling gender roles. And of course, we always say that men don't clean properly, they don't put down the toilet seat. All true, but you know what? We're not going to do that anymore. Okay, no more.
You're not allowed to say that anymore.
No, it's banned.
Oh, I love that. Then he's been trending pretty much since he arrived on the local music scene. Daniel Barron is back with a ridiculous string of #1 hits.
Yeah.
An unbelievable album, a brand new one, and some new hits to boot, and he's going to perform just for you.
Oh, exciting things. And then we're also going to play our emoji game with you. Stick around. We're going to give you a couple of emojis with some clues, and you need to figure it out.
Well, let's put you into work because he needs to tell us what's happening all around the country in terms of temperature.
Good morning, team, and a warm welcome from my side as well. As we do early on your weekday morning, to start off with your weather and those temperatures. And today we see a bit of an increase on yesterday's icy conditions, but there are still a few zeros on the chart with Bloemfontein and Sutherland below freezing this morning. Ons hart weer vinnig deur. Polokwane begin op 4 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 20. Mandela 8.25. Pretoria begin op 4 grade minimum, dit styg na 20 maksimum. Johannesburg 2 en 'n maksimum van 20. Mahikeng 3.23. Klerksdorp 0.21. Kimberley 0.20. Bloemfontein baie koud vanoggend, -5 grade. Dit bly koel met 'n maksimum van 19. Richards Bay starting off on 14 and a mild 24. Pietermaritzburg 6.24. Durban 15.22. Mthatha on 4 degrees minimum, reaching a high of 23. East London 11.22. Cradock 0.22. Port Elizabeth 11.19. George 10.19. Sutherland also nice and cold, -3 this morning, staying cool with a maximum of 15 degrees. Cape Town 12.16. Worcester 3 this morning with a maximum of 19. Springbok on 3 as well with a maximum of 22. Uppington 1 degree, reaching a high of 22 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll keep you updated with those temperatures throughout the course of your Wednesday morning. I'm back just after 7.
Well, let's get your Wednesday morning underway by taking a look at what to expect in your roads, starting off in Gauteng in Buccleuch. Now, there's been an accident on the N1 southbound that's at the Buccleuch interchange. It's blocking the right lane, so please approach with caution. And if you're in Cape Town, a quick Metro Rail update if you're traveling from Kraaifontein. And this is more if you're traveling on the Cape Town's Northern Line trains this morning. Expect an extended delay of about an hour due to faulty points at Kraaifontein. So that's where we leave your traffic for now. I'll have another update for you in half an hour's time.
Well, it's time for us to catch up with what's happening on social media. And this morning we posted, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. So it is Wisdom Wednesday, and we want to know, what is your favorite quote that inspires you? Please share it with us on our Facebook page. Let's see who got us started. I'm going to see here, Setu says, if you cannot run, you better walk. If you cannot walk, you better crawl, but never stop finding your dream. That's from Martin Luther King Jr. And then Jonathan Bach says, a winner is someone who never gives up, because winners never quit, and quitters never win. Good morning, Feel Good Breakfast Show. And then let's see, Ursula says, that's about all that we have today. Good morning, Expresso. Today will be the best Wednesday of my life. Enjoy your kiss. Oh, that's awesome. Keep them coming, guys. I know it's early, but let us know, what is your famous quote that you live your life by? Share it with us on our Facebook page.
Oh, I love that. Make this the best Wednesday of your life. It's in your hands. Well, your financial fitness is also in your hands, and we're going to tackle a very difficult question this morning. Do we put our funds into debt or into savings? Well, I have a feeling there's a way we can tackle both, but we'll get into that after the break.
Exactly. And then for all you Ed Sheeran fans out there, now, a little while back, we reported the fact that he Okay, which came out that he didn't actually quit Twitter, but now after a recent event, he actually did delete his Twitter account. Very, very sad. We'll bring you the full story after the break.
Let's talk trash. No, not like that. I mean actual trash. Taking out the garbage is one of those tasks none of us enjoy for so many reasons. Personally, my pet peeve is when I take out the bag and it breaks, leaving spills all over the floor. That's why I have to double bag my bin. Then I discovered Glad's Force Flex stretchable strength range, which changed my life. The Force Flex technology means the bag is able to stretch over objects and awkward edges like pizza boxes, preventing any rips, punctures or tears, making them ideal for all types of garbage. Glad's Force Flex range offers a variety of sizes for all your different bins, for indoors and outdoors, for the garden, the kitchen, kids' room, even the home office. These are perfect for all your tidy needs. An added bonus is that they both have drawstrings so you can easily pull them closed and carry them conveniently and hygienically. With Glad Force Flex, talking trash is a must.
Can we get the vocals a little bit louder?
I've been trying to find an empty door, a little home, a happy ever after. But it's always been inside of us. If we don't love, it's gonna be a rapture. When you see the fire in the sky, make love, don't fight. Atomic hearts explode tonight. This is the weekend, the one we've been waiting for. Love is the reason that we can Armageddon on the dance floor. We're gonna lock it up and set the whole world on fire. So put your weapons down and let your love take you
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on SABC 3. Time for us to now take a look at what our local stars have been up to. And Mzansi Wood, you're shaking your head.
Sizzling stuff. Okay, so let's begin with this one. Uyanda Mbuli is no stranger to controversy, but you best believe that this means that she won't take any nonsense lying down. So according to reports, the reality star is caught up in a love triangle with Joyce Mpometse Mulamo and her business and fiance. Now, in fact, the cat fight has gotten so bad between these two that Uyanda has laid criminal charges against Joyce for leaking her number online and then sending her threatening texts. Now, Joyce, on the other side, claims that Uyanda has been flirting with her fiance and wants her to back off. So, I don't know.
Whose fiance is it?
So, it's Joyce's fiance that Uyanda's been flirting with. Joyce then went and leaked the number online, which
so Uyanda made her open up a criminal case.
Yes.
It's so confusing.
It's crazy. So, we're not going to be choosing sides on this one because, you know, there's two sides to every story, but surely there's got to be more than one businessman in Joburg. Like, come on.
There are three sides to every story.
You know, exactly. We need to hear from the businessman. Anyway, Uyanda and Joyce aren't the only ones with legal issues. Arthur Mafokati and Cece are in that boat too. Now, we can confirm that the former couple are headed to court following an alleged fight that turned violent earlier this year. Now, initially, Cece laid assault charges against Arthur, who in turn also laid assault charges against her. So both of them are going to be appearing in court next month, just a few days apart from one another. So cat fights, lovers quarrels,
Wow.
beefs.
Messy.
Where's the love, everybody? Like, really?
Exactly, spread
Where's
the
the
love, man. Let's hope the international entertainment news a little bit later on will be more of a positive spin.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get your
Oh
hopes
my
up.
goodness, oh no. Anyways, we'll get into that a little bit later on. Thank you so much, Leanne. That's a wrap of your local entertainment news. Right now, we're addressing that question that we've been asking this whole morning so far. What do you do? Do you save money? Or if you have debt, do you pay it off? What's the right thing to do? Here's the experts.
Now, while some South Africans are saving, and we have to say well done for that, the truth is we are not saving nearly enough, and not necessarily in the right places either. And that's why for the month of July, which is National Savings Month, we have all joined Nedbank's #MySavingsPledge. We've all pledged to save just a little more every single day by not doing something that we do all the time, and then use that money towards something more important. And this morning we are joined by Vanessa Singh and Vanessa Palani from Nedbank, who are here to guide us through some better saving habits to broach debt this morning. But before we get on to that, ladies, welcome first of all. Take a little gander at my jaw.
Oh my word,
Fantastic.
I am impressed. So that's more than $50 a week.
Well, this is it. I've realized, because I'm saving on wipes, on babies'
Yes.
wipes, because I realized I was using them for everything other than my poor baby and just being so wasteful. So I'm saving at least 75 Rand that I've seen already. And I have to say, I've thrown a little bit extra in there when I've denied myself the odd cup of coffee, just to show some solidarity for Kat. But it's been an amazing exercise to go through. And if this is what I've been able to do in just 3 weeks,
Yes.
you can imagine after 6 months or a year, I'm on my way to my child's school fund.
And we need to take that money and put it into a savings pocket so you earn some interest on it.
I absolutely love it. So
Yeah.
ladies, thank you so much for that. I think that the biggest question that I always have when it comes to saving, and something I ask all of our financial advisors on the show, debt, dun, dun, dun. I think every South African is dealing with some kind of debt. Where do we draw that line? Where do we put money into debt? Where do we put money into savings? Should we be saving while we have debt? Vanessa, maybe you can be or Vanessa, do you want to be a guiding light?
Absolutely. I wish I could live without debt, and I'm sure every South African out there is on that page. But it's a reality in our lives. You know, we need some debt. The trick is to select the right type of debt. So we all need a house, a car, you know, something. So we don't have cash to pay for that.
Or your
So
credit
debt-
card.
Or your credit card.
Yeah.
So you need a little bit of debt. So making the right choice, education and those kind of things, is as long as the debt will eventually pay you back at some point.
Okay.
The other thing is really important in servicing that debt and paying off the interest. So don't skip your payments. Make sure you pay your payments, pay it on time, don't incur any other interest, any additional fees or charges on that. And that's actually the trick in managing your debt. While you're doing that, cut back, keep your pledge going, and save a little bit as well.
Yeah, especially when dealing with a credit card. I mean, you can actually get quite good interest on a credit card when you're not servicing debt. So get those payments in. How do we then approach this from a cultural sense to be more savvy? Where else can we save? What are those tips from your side?
Yeah,
Vanessa?
there's lots in terms of money and how to be savvy with your money. I think just picking up on this credit card piece, you know, you can, so normally at Nedbank we say repay 5% a month back. But if you had paid the full amount back, actually you live on our money.
Yeah.
We don't charge you a cent interest. If you swipe your card, so we give you 55 days to pay your credit card outstanding balance. If you pay it off, you don't pay any interest. That's a big savings. Yeah?
And you're getting your greenbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Just say.
Exactly. Let's talk about greenbacks, because greenbacks is an awesome way of saving. So you have, let's say it's your credit card or your transactional account, and you sign up for the rewards. Your greenbacks rewards could pay for your bank charges. Okay, you can pay for your wipes. Yeah. You can get airtime with it or electricity. So if you choose your rewards to pay for the stuff, take the money that you were going to pay for it ordinarily and save it in your pocket. Now, we've been talking about the 5 Rand account at Nedbank, and that's for the price-conscious person who understands that if I do so many transactions, this is the amount I'm paying. I'm paying a flat monthly fee for 5 Rand. Every time I use it, I'm going to pay. But with us, when you swipe, you don't pay. If there's other things you're doing, you pay for it. But if you want peace of mind, and you know that you use your account a lot, you travel a lot, right? Now, let's say you want unlimited usage, you want to spend when you want to because you've got the money, you want to travel when you want to, And because you work while you're traveling, so you need the airport lounge. So whilst you have the pay-as-you-use account, you also have bundled options. So at Nedbank, we had a wide range of options. So the bundled option for a fixed fee, you could have unlimited airport lounge access, unlimited swipes, you earn your rewards, and that way you have total control of your money. Now imagine going to the airport 4 times a month. How much would you pay? It costs about $200 a time in the lounge.
Yeah, no, completely, yeah.
And you could save 800 Rand by having a bank account that doesn't cost you 800 Rand a month. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I love it. Yeah. We obviously asked you guys to get really personal and go on your own pledges. I was trying to fish to see if I could see a new watch on that arm, Vanessa, but you've got your fitness tech. I love that.
Look, you can't save my money. I've gone to my Fitbit, which also shows me the time.
So how have your pledges been going? Have you stuck to your pledges, Vanessa? Have you?
Oh, absolutely. So like I mentioned the last time we met, I've got my money locked in for 20 years. So I've just been adding a lot more from just making my lunch and taking it to work and not buying anything. Definitely keeping the trend going and continuing with the savings.
And Vanessa, you're nodding your head with pride. I hope you are sticking to your pledge.
I've stuck to my pledge. I must tell you, just not driving to work every day has saved me so much of money. It's amazing. But what I've done is I didn't put my money into my pockets. I looked at an investment that gave me a little bit more than my pocket, because the pocket pays 5.5% interest, and I put it into a 32-day savings account because I'd saved more than 1,000 Rand so far to resist me from that temptation of buying more watches with it. Yeah, and so my interest, it's much greater. So it's how do you just do simple things, but you've got to be so astute in how to make your money work harder for you. How do you make your money grow? There are many senior citizens out there, that live purely on the interest that they earn on their savings or investments. And now they no longer have a steady income. They have, whether it's a pension payout or the state grants, whatever the case may be. If they put their money away where their interest is guaranteed every month, they have peace of mind that every month they're going to get X amount of interest that they could live off. Not everybody may be fortunate enough to do that, but at least if you put it into investment, whatever payout you have, and you get that monthly fixed, you have peace of mind. Peace of mind is so important. Yeah, it's so important.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. I love the fact that we've covered where we're going to end up. We've covered also those first steps.
Graham, don't forget, our rally around South Africa was, come on, South Africa.
Come on.
Yeah, come on, South Africa. And it's not too late. Even though we're 3 weeks into Savings Month, it's not about Savings Month. It's about a lifestyle change. So come on, South Africa. Let's do one less thing to save for something more important, like your kids' education.
Oh, completely. If Kat can give up this coffee, you can too. It's all about getting started, and we want you to join the hashtag #MySavingsPledge campaign as well, if you haven't already. So go and visit our Facebook page and Nedbank's Facebook page for a host of unbelievable savings tips, and tell us what you are willing to pledge to give up, and hopefully then to grow your savings as well. We want to hear from you guys. A little saved today, we know, is a little more, possibly a lot more saved for tomorrow.
I take big leaps. I make plans and backup plans. I just need my money to take me further.
Let your money take you further. Save or invest and get a great rate. Pay no monthly fees or commissions and get fully guaranteed capital. See money differently. Nedbank.
Well, I really do hope that it helped answer that very difficult question this morning. Hey, saving versus debt. Which one do you address? But right now, let's talk some movies, shall we? Now, the Expresso New Metro Club keeps on giving. The best part, the club covers the latest films in the best formats, and sometimes we throw in exceptional exclusive cinema-going experiences as well.
That's right. Well, this week, we're bringing you an extra special movie event like no other by transporting cinema-goers to a first screening and a full entertainment event of Valerian, the City of 1,000 Planets.
World-renowned director Luc Besson, best known for The Fifth Element, treats movie fans to yet another once-in-a-lifetime film spectacular. When a dark force threatens the existence of a vast metropolis of the future, two special operatives are the only chance of salvation. Be the first in South Africa to experience Besson's masterpiece, Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets, at a special screening event on the 20th of July. With themed drinks, food and entertainment, New Metro's exclusive VIP cinema in Hyde Park will be transformed into the City of 1,000 Planets. Tickets and more info for this showcase movie event can be found on the New Metro website. New Metro, it's your scene.
Exciting times ahead. Well, coming up after the break, we need to chat about what's trending. Now, adverts that have gender stereotypes in them have been banned in the UK, but we delve into that after the break. And then, of course, he told us that we are children of the sun. We will stay forever young. The one, the only. Daniel Barron is in the house, and he performs for us after the break. So good to have you here.
A little home, a happy ever after. But it's always been inside of us. If we don't love, it's gonna be a rapture. When you see the fire in the sky, make love, don't fight. Atomic hearts explode tonight. This is who we care, the one we've been waiting for. Love is the reason that we can Armageddon on the dance floor. We gonna light it up and set the whole world afire. So put your weapons down and let your love take you all around the world, Africa to New York, broadcasting on our radios. And when they hear the sound of hate no more, and love runs to the core, there's gonna be a rainbow. When you see the fire in the sky, make love, don't fight. Atomic hearts explode tonight. This is who we can, the one we've been waiting for. Love is the reason that we can Armageddon on the dance floor. We gonna light it up and set the whole world afire. Wow. So put your weapons down and let your love take you higher.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Oh, very good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Wednesday morning. Time for this morning to get even more feel-good as we track what's trending online. Some funny, some random, some very interesting little stories we've honed in on this morning. Zoe, you are rubbing your hands with
I'm so
glee.
excited for this one. Listen, can we just have an aha moment? Because what happened was... Oh, yes, that ah. So one Reddit user, she posted on Reddit that she went on a first date and the guy actually remembered she's vegan. So when they went on their second date, he bought her a bunch of kale from his own veggie garden. And you see, Reddit users said it was very thoughtful, very sweet gesture.
He put kale on the plate. Here.
Wow.
From his own garden. I think that's a keeper.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. It's like getting flowers, but you can eat them.
Kale.
Oh, that's on point. That's on point.
Yeah, listen, we've been talking about this one as well. Now, the Advertising Standards Authority in the UK, they've actually announced new regulations that will ban ads that portray gender stereotypes, okay, that can cause harm or offense. So these stereotypes include ads like showing men failing at simple household tasks or parental tasks as well, and that cleaning up that was not intentional. I was literally just clearing my throat, okay? Don't write that one. But that clean up a mess is a woman's responsibility in the house, okay? So all those ads are done away with now.
I love it.
Because
exactly.
I feel so judged by not being able to clean up. No, actually, I can clean.
You can change your diaper.
I can change it up and I can cook.
You can do everything.
Well then.
Okay, guys, before we run out of time, we all know that Game of Thrones premiered earlier this week, and it was quite interesting to see that Ed Sheeran made a cameo appearance, and I thought it was okay, but apparently a lot of fans did not appreciate it. They weren't crazy about it. They felt it was unnecessary and disappointing, so much so that they found that on Monday his Twitter account was deactivated.
Oh, no.
He probably couldn't deal with the amount of hate that came from Game of Thrones fans. So
I thought it was quite cool, but when they say unnecessary, he had like one line. He was like,
yeah, and he sang. He sang.
He did sing, okay.
Yeah, anyways, I thought it was okay.
I don't know.
Oh, I love it. Well, maybe that's been trending on your timeline this morning. You can let us know what we should have been covering this morning. Hit us up on all of our social media platforms. Use that @Expresso Show handle. Now, time for a little bit of music this morning, and an awesome performance at that, with an astounding 15 radio hit singles and five #1s under his belt at such a young age. Award-winning singer-songwriter Daniel Barron has cemented his place as, I think, one of South Africa's greatest and most popular pop stars. He joins us this morning to perform one of his latest hits off his brand new album. It's called Weekend of Mass Destruction, and here he is with Weekend.
I've been trying to find an antidote, a little home, a happy ever after. But it's always been inside of us. If we don't love, there's gonna be a rapture. When you see the fire in the sky, make love, don't fight. And some make hearts explode tonight. This is the weekend, the one we've been waiting for. Love is the reason that we can Armageddon on the dance floor. We gonna light it up, we set the whole world on fire. So put your weapons down and let your love take you higher. Come on. This is no weekend. Hold on. We send a message all around the world, Africa to New York, broadcasting on our radios. And when they hear the sound of hate no more, and love runs to the core, there's gonna be a rainbow when you see the fire in the sky. Make love, don't fight. Atomic hearts explode tonight. This is the weekend, the one we've been waiting for. Love is the reason that we can Armageddon on the dance floor. We gonna light it up and set the whole world on fire. Whoa. So put your weapons down and let your love take you higher. 1, 2, 3, 4.
can be forgiven for thinking that it is the weekend now. Dude, that is awesome. I cannot believe how far you have come.
Thank you so much.
I can remember when you first came on the show such a short time ago, dude. You are rocking it, brother. Thank you so much for that. Daniel Barron is going to stick around this morning. More performances. We'll catch up with the man a little bit later. But right now, let's get into those news highlights.
Thank you so much, Graham. In the national news this morning, according to recent figures released by the Institute for Security Studies, hijackings in South Africa have increased by 55% in the past 4 years to at least 40 hijackings daily. Further statistics by car tracking company C-Track suggest that most of these incidents happen between 6 p.m. and midnight, with Tuesday being the busiest time for criminals. Gauteng is the hotspot for vehicle theft and car hijackings, with almost 2 out of every 3 incidents coming from the region, while the Western Cape, Eastern Cape and Mpumalanga's figures all come below 8%. Analysts expect the South African Reserve Bank to keep the repo rate unchanged despite the inflation rate pulling back. The Monetary Policy Committee members started its July meeting yesterday, with its final announcement expected to be made tomorrow. Economists anticipate that the repo rate will remain unchanged for a 16th consecutive month at 7%. Now moving further abroad, a new report has revealed that at least 547 young members of the Regensburger Dompatzen Boys Choir in Germany were subjected to physical and, in some instances, sexual abuse over a period of 60 years. According to lawyer Ulrich Weber investigating the abuse, some 49 members of the Catholic Church are accused of carrying out the abuse between 1945 and the early 1990s. Victims said the experience was like a prison, hell and a concentration camp, while representatives from the boys' choir have yet to officially respond to the reports. And then finally, Republican efforts to find a replacement for President Obama's healthcare system have collapsed after 2 key Republican senators announced that they would not support the bill, ending any chance the bill had of passing the Senate. Republicans hold on to a 52-48 majority, and the 2 senators' opposition means that the bill is effectively dead. President Trump has now called for a repeal of Obamacare so Republicans can start from a clean slate. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get our very first look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
An agonising day for South African sport yesterday as the Protea women were knocked out of the Cricket World Cup after suffering a 2-wicket semi-final loss against tournament hosts England. Literally going down to the second last ball, batting second, England chased down that winning target of 219 with just 2 balls remaining to book their place in the World Cup final. England's opponents in that final will be decided tomorrow as Australia take on India in that second semi-final. Then Sri Lanka beat Zimbabwe by 4 wickets in Colombo yesterday to secure victory in their once-off test match. Sri Lanka successfully chasing down a record target of 388 on that final day of the match to ensure their 100% test win record against Zimbabwe remains intact. Sri Lanka next turn their attention to a 3-match test series against India. That gets underway next week, Wednesday. And the South African women's hockey team were in World League action last night as they lost out to Germany by 1-0. A goal in the 26th minute proved to be enough for Germany to secure their passage to the tournament semi-finals, where they'll face off against Argentina. Some other results from yesterday's matches saw England beat India by 4-2. The USA edging out Japan 1-0, while Argentina, they beat Ireland 2-1. Excuse me. And then moving on to the Tour de France. Stage 16 of the Tour took place yesterday, and it saw Australia's Michael Matthews claim his second victory of this year's race. The 165-kilometre stage needed a photo finish with 3 riders crossing the line at the same time, but it was Matthews who came out on top, finishing the stage in 3 hours, 38 minutes and 18 seconds. Current race leader Chris Froome, he did retain the yellow jersey with that 18-second lead over Italian rider Fabio Aru, still intact. Then we have to round off with an honourable mention for Jordy Smith. There were 4, believe it or not, perfect scores at yesterday's JBA Open action. 2 of them achieved by the world number 3. Surf conditions were perfect and he produced an unbelievable display of finesse and power. And of course, in fine South African style, he dedicated those 2 perfect scores to Tata Madiba. And to put it in perspective, there have only been 10 perfect scores in the World Surf League's history. So that was an unbelievable achievement. Jordy Smith, we love you. We are so proud, man. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, taking another look at your roads, starting off in Gauteng and Buccleuch. There's been an accident that's on the M1 northbound. That's just after the Boysons Road exit, so you can expect heavy traffic in that area. And if you're in Cape Town, be aware that slow-moving traffic's on the N2 inbound. That's between the N7 highway and the M5 interchange. That's where we leave your traffic for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, it's just a couple of minutes past 7 o'clock. Let's quickly get into your weather for this Wednesday morning. And today sees a bit of an increase from yesterday's icy temperatures. However, there are still a couple of zeros on the chart with Sutherland and Bloemfontein below freezing this morning. Ons hart weer vinnig deur. Polokwane begin op 4 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 20. Mbombela 8.25, Pretoria 4.20, Johannesburg 2 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 20. Mahikeng 3.23, Klerksdorp 0 grade en 'n maksimum 21. Kimberley 0.20, Bloemfontein baie koud -5 en dit bly koel met 'n maksimum van 19. Richards Bay 14 en 'n matige 24. Pietermaritzburg 6.24. Durban starting off on 15 this morning with a maximum of 22. Mthatha 4.23. East London 11.22. Cradock 0 this morning with a maximum of 22 degrees. Port Elizabeth 11.19. George 10.19. Sutherland on -3 with a maximum of 15, staying nice and cold. Cape Town 12.16. Worcester 3.19. Springbok 3 this morning with a maximum of 22, and Uppington starting off on 1 degree minimum with a maximum of 22 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. We'll bring you one last update just after 8.
Well, it seems like what we were talking about in What's Trending is still trending. Ed Sheeran is the man that everyone is talking about, of course, on Monday. He deleted his Twitter account after people had a lot to say about his role in Game of Thrones. This guy says, I didn't mind Ed Sheeran's role on Game of Thrones. It's the new one line that he said after he was complimented on his singing and him looking at us that ruined it all. That's all. Sashay says, Ed Sheeran just won his first Grammy ever. Also, someone says, I don't know who Ed Sheeran is, so I won't feel anything when he dies in Game of Thrones. That is so mean. A lot of people not really loving the fact that Ed Sheeran was on there. Someone also says, I'm interested in knowing why people hate Ed Sheeran so much. I don't have strong feelings either way, just curious. I think it's because they really love the show and they think it was unnecessary, but you know what? Ed Sheeran really loved the show and he wanted to be a part of it, and he did. So I think that's one battle won. Go and see what people had to say about hashtag Ed Sheeran.
What I'm going to say is haters going to hate.
Potatoes are going to poke hate.
Yeah.
Oh man, we'll let it go, we'll brush that off and we'll put it to you. How good is your entertainment knowledge? And this is going out to that person who didn't know who Ed Sheeran was. We are going to play a little bit of a charades game to put your entertainment skills to the test. We give you a series of emojis. It could be about a TV star, it could be a film, it could be anything entertainment related, and you got to figure it out. But we will give you some clues.
That's right. Well, as you can see on the screen, we have that emoji that says indicates it's possibly a film. 2 words, and you need to tell us based on these emojis at the bottom what the film is. Well, listen, I can tell you this, that it's an American superhero film that was released just this year. The Israeli actress Gal Gadot plays the lead role of Princess Diana. I think that's a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
And the film set the box office records for the largest opening for a female-led comic book movie.
Oh man, and what a cool film it is. Well, you can let us know if you're on the money this morning. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter using that hashtag Expresso Show and try and figure out our emoji charades game.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're chatting about how to identify property scams.
Ooh.
Why? Because knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power indeed, especially when it comes to parenting. So for all of the wannabe parents or parents in the making, moms and dads, Nikki Bush is here, and it's all things parenting matters.
That would be my first point of call. Before you make any kind of payment.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso, and time for us to now turn our attention to the evil Skneevils.
The evil Skneevils, indeed, and there are many of them out there. You may be on the market for a brand new home, but a skellum also needs a place to lay his cunning head.
Well, here's how you can stay ahead, at least one step ahead of his devious property schemes and scams.
Now, choosing where you live may be one of the biggest decisions that you'll ever have to make, and you need to consider a whole bunch of things, making sure the location is right, that it is within your budget. These are just a few of the things you have to think about. But what happens when you found that perfect place that you can call home, only to find that it doesn't even exist? Yes, apparently that happens too. And that's why we're joined today by Kaliani Pillay, the CEO of SABC, the South African Banking Risk Information Center, to tell us more about property scams. And I'll be honest with you, this is the very first time that I'm hearing about this, because we've heard about card fraud, we've heard about all the kinds of other scams that come around, but property is one that I never ever thought about. Tell me more.
Well, you know, perpetrators are always looking to see where they can compromise people, so they're innovative. They look for different ways. And of course, you know, you and I or the man in the street, we always very excited when we get a bargain. So, you know, you're looking to book holiday accommodation as an example, or you're looking to find a place to lease or rent. And of course, you do Google searches and you find these wonderful specials. And we're so excited by the fact that it's so cheap. And of course, we already hooked. So what they do is they entice people by advertising these amazing specials. You would then go online, you click, you book immediately before you lose this accommodation. You're actually on a spoofed website in those instances. So it's a website that's fake, set up by the perpetrators. So when you put in your card details to now secure this accommodation, you're actually providing all of that, your card information, your expiry date, your CVV number, the 3 numbers at the back of the card. You're actually giving it to the perpetrator. So not only are you paying them, so the payment will go through, and of course the money would have left your bank account. You're not going to have any accommodation because this is part of the scam. And you've also provided the criminal with your banking information to use it to do other transactions. So, you know, we're saying to people, just it's the usual saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it actually is. So you need to just be a little bit cautious, rather use, go onto websites of companies that are well-known, that are reputable if you're looking for holiday accommodation. If you're looking to lease a place, you know, also make sure that you can try and verify. Go and see the property.
That would be my first point of call. Before you make any kind of payment, you need to have some kind of verification that this place exists. Oh, my goodness.
You know, one of the things they do is that they try to convince you that if you don't do this now, and if you don't do this booking now, sorry, we've got 10 people lined up, you're going to lose it. And again, it's about making you emotional about it. And you're so excited about the fact that you found the so-called accommodation or place to rent at a great price, that you tend to want to believe that this is it. And these are the things you shouldn't fall for.
Is this something that usually just happens to people that are trying to rent or book a place to stay at short term? Or does it happen to buyers of property as well?
Well, look, with buyers of property, nobody pays immediately, you know. So in those instances, unless they're asking you to put a deposit, pay them a deposit. But even that, people ought to know that those monies get paid into a trust account at your lawyers. You don't pay the people directly. So, you know, just look out for signs that just seem a little bit odd. And certainly if it's really offers that sound great. With holiday accommodation, it's difficult because you're obviously not going to go and view it because you're not there. It's usually at some place that you're going to. But again, you know, make sure that it's a site. Try and verify, even if you have to make a phone call to the place to see if it is actually there, especially when these offers are so fantastic. You know, we just need to be a little bit calm when we're doing all of these things, because at the end of the day, it all boils down or goes back to the fact that they want access to your banking details.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, do go on the more trusted websites and stick with them.
And also, you know, look out for, especially if you're having to pay, the issues around the URL again. Make sure that you're on a safe site. Register for 3D Secure, very important. So if you register for 3D Secure, it's another level of authentication. So when you're actually doing a payment, you'll be asked for a one-time password to be put in. They wouldn't have access to those security
Okay, because
features.
obviously that comes to your phone, and only you can verify that.
But also, their websites won't be able to call for 3D secure. So, these are some of the precautions people can actually take.
Yeah, make sure you have all the layers there. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And I think the take out from that is that if the deal does sound too good to be true, then it probably is. So always do your research and stay one step ahead of Aboskelem out there by visiting the SABC website. And of course, you can also check them out on Facebook and on their Twitter pages for more tips on how to wise up and watch out.
Wise up, watch out.
Well, talking about wising up, when it comes to our hard-earned cash, one of the most important keys to saving success is to viewing savings as something you do on a regular and disciplined basis. Now, if you think that saving is something that you do only when you have the money left over at the end of the month, this could be a recipe for disaster. It's important to have a proper budget and to stick to it, because most people do not have a clue what they're actually spending their hard-earned money on every month. We're all a little guilty of this.
Absolutely, man, especially, waiting for the end of the month and see if you have anything left over before saving. But the Nedbank Pay as you use account for only R5 a month has been designed specifically to help you save. For just R5 a month, you get unlimited card swipes, free cell phone and internet banking. And this is really a fully transparent account that keeps you in control of what you pay for and also use. So if you're interested in saving with the Nedbank Pay as you use account, SMS NEDPAYU to 30755 and you'll receive all the information that you need. Now, those SMSs are absolutely free, and the terms and conditions can be found on netbank.co.za.
I'm a dreamer, a doer. I know the hustle. I just need my money to hustle for me.
Let your money hustle for you. Get a bank account for R5 per month and bank on the Nedbank app without using any data. See money differently. Nedbank.
This morning we chat to our creative parenting expert, Nikki Bush, about a brand new ebook she has written, and it sounds amazing. It's called Parenting Matters 2.0, a guide for parenting in 2017 and beyond. Now, many of the topics included in the book have been discussed here on the show at great length, and we've loved that process. Nikki, first of all, congratulations. Well done. I know you take a huge amount of pride in pouring your heart and soul and the mass of your education into these publications, but well done. You must be very proud. A proud parent.
Thank you. This is actually the second version, or the second issue of Parenting Matters, so that's why it's called 2.0. We've had thousands and thousands of parents downloading Parenting Matters 1.0 over the years, and I thought it was about time that we updated it.
I was going to ask, why the need to go to version 2.0?
Because the world's changed, and as much as we've got practical, common sense parenting wisdom in the book, the context of our world changes all the time. So this version will have information about the Fourth Industrial Revolution and your child and why it matters, quite a lot about keeping yourself tech savvy and preparing your children for a digital world and how to do that wisely as a family, as well as, pulling at the heartstrings. So things like, children bring humour into the home and children can just lighten things up. And we were talking earlier about how things have got so serious. Yeah. Children can be those light bringers, and we just need to be open to those things. And also, when we listen to our children, don't just listen with your ears. We need to listen with our hearts as well. So this book is a journey inwards as well as a journey outwards. And parenting is one of those things, when you have very young children, it can happen really slowly. And sometimes people think it's an interminable journey. And to them, I always say, this too shall pass.
I say that to myself a lot.
And then you hit around the age of 13, and suddenly parenting a child disappears in the blink of an eye. And all those things that used to irritate you, you suddenly miss. Ask me, because my children are now 22 and 17. Oh, my word. And so it's about actually taking this journey as it comes and realizing that it's not just about your child. It's actually your most incredible personal development adventure.
It really is for me, and I know I've got a very limited perspective, from my standpoint, but I've discovered both the best and the worst parts of myself, but I've also discovered the ability and the power to do something about it for the first time in my life, because you're operating on the premise of something that is actually more important to you than yourself.
Yes, and also it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
You know, it's about preparing a little being and guiding a little being and allowing a little being to evolve into somebody who is going to go out and make a dent in the universe one day.
Oh, I love it. And there are so many tips. And what I love about the way that the book has been compiled is just like we are consuming life in bite sizes now in this digital era. It really does give you a practical guide that isn't too lengthy to get in through. Each chapter is concise, dealing with a different topic. So we're going to get into some of those chapters in our next discussion. I cannot wait to just celebrate the poem that you've written in the book as well, which is absolutely beautiful. So we'll bring that to you in the second part of our discussion. But you can, in the meantime, start doing a little bit of research online. We are talking about Parenting Matters 2.0, a guide for parenting in 2017 and beyond.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show, some inspiring stuff and also how you can get involved. We're talking about rebuilding post the Cape Storm and Knysna fires.
And we're going to keep on that inspirational train where we bring you the story of the Walk Together campaign, where elders come together, in fact, world leaders come together to bring about change. So we'll bring you all of that and a whole lot more after the break.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, we've got Iris Kibito with us from, who is the CEO of the SABC Foundation. And of course, we know that this entire week has been about the amazing efforts that have been done with regards to Mandela Day and the 67 minutes. She's here to tell us more about everything that's been happening. Iris, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Very, very well, thank you. It's so good to have you here. Now, this has been an incredible week. South Africans, not only South Africans, but everybody in the world coming out internationally to do their part for Mandela Day and, of course, to give back. What has the SABC Foundation been doing?
Well, it's been a busy week. We started yesterday in Orange Farm in Johannesburg with Habitat for Humanity, and they just, it was like 2 degrees Celsius, like freezing. And I was thinking it's so appropriate that we were building houses for 67 families in the region, in Gauteng yesterday. So that was very special. And the work that Habitat do is just incredible. So we started with that. We're in Cape Town today. Yes. It's the Red Cross Children's Hospital and the Smile Foundation Burn Week. And we do brilliant work with them. Smile Foundation, giving back smiles to children. Me and my team were at the hospital last night, at the Red Cross Hospital, checking one of, Wanga in that we brought from Joburg. There she is.
That's amazing. Let's talk a little bit about Wanga, because in May we featured the story of Wanga Badi, the burn victim that you assisted. And what is the situation currently?
So she needs 6 treatments in total for, to get her face better. She's had 2. She's having one today at 10 o'clock. She's just incredible. Yesterday was the first time she had ever been on a plane, ever been out of Joburg. Her mum's first time on a plane. And as the plane was taking off and we were coming through the clouds, she says, "Are we in heaven now?" She's amazing. So we're having her operation today, and Smile Foundation's very involved with that, which is very, very special. And then something that's very close to my heart is that we move on to Knysna for the next 2 days.
Absolutely. Of course, there's lots of rebuilding that's happening in Knysna post the fire and the Cape Storm. What is the situation currently on the ground?
I think that people need to rebuild, as you say. People have lost their homes. People don't have, for the first few weeks, our focus with Gift of the Givers was certainly just feed people, keep them warm, keep them sheltered. And now we've moved into how do they have homes? So they need stuff like, they need beds, and they need kettles, and they need irons, and things that you and I just take for granted. They need cups and saucers and stuff. So the focus is about getting people back into homes, into shelters, and being able to provide that. So obviously, Gift of the Givers, in the work that they do is just huge. And so, if anybody still wants to be involved and can give, and if there's, contact Gift of the Givers, go onto their website, pledge. They do incredible work.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think this is where we come in again, because the 67 minutes for Mandela Day doesn't end on the 18th of July.
Thank
it
you.
needs to continue.
It is my one thing that I can't bear.
So this is what I've been hearing people on social media say all the time. How can we assist those that have been displaced, those that have lost everything, put us into that position? How can we help people?
Well, one of the things that the SABC is doing through Good Hope FM is a benefit concert that's going to be run over the next 2 weeks. It's actually going to be run here in Cape Town. And really, every profit from that is going to rebuild Knysna. So one of the things that people can do, if you are in Joburg and you want to come and watch a great concert, some of the greatest musicians, South African musicians, have given up their time for free. Will be giving their talent. And so if Cape Townians can come out and support Knysna and support the rebuilding, contact Good Hope FM. I think that they're playing it now, and come out and support and buy your ticket and do your part. But also there's so many NGOs, Gift of the Givers, so many people on the ground. I mean, people that we work with, Pick and Pay Foundation, that are doing so much work, Checkers, so much work there. So I think that there's a lot of ways you can give back. Google it, Google Knysna Fires, Google Knysna Rebuild, and let's get all of us together. I think we need to move away from like 67 minutes being a PR exercise, really. It's got to be who we are.
It needs to be part of the fibre of our soul as a nation.
How we do that.
Yes. Iris, so good having you on the show. I feel so inspired. And yesterday was such an incredible day, but we need to keep it alive. The spirit of Tata Madiba and the spirit of South Africans. We are a nation that forgives. We are a nation that helps one another. And I think
each one reach one. And everybody does their small bit together, we can make a massive difference.
Well, there we go. That's all I can say. Together, we can make a massive difference. Iris Kivido, CEO of the SABC Foundation, telling us how we can all get involved.
Absolutely love that. But nonetheless, it was a very, very special day for all South Africans yesterday as we celebrated Mandela Day. Just remembering the legacy that he left and also making this country as beautiful as it is today. And we really do hope that you managed to squeeze in your 67 minutes and doing some good and giving back to the community.
That's right. Well, recently, Graham had the opportunity to chat to Mrs. Grata Michelle and Sir Richard Branson themselves and a new campaign called Walk Together. It kicked off yesterday in Cape Town, where they got the opportunity to walk in Madiba's shoes. Let's see how Graham did.
We are here about to commence the walk together, along with the elders, of course, that powerful collector of former statesmen, politicians and empowered women spearheading change across the globe. Today we'll follow in the footsteps of Tata Madiba himself. And I think what he would have found most gratifying is how many children are here, those he held closest to his heart. Today is going to be an inspirational one.
Mandela Day and the 10th anniversary of the elders grew in significance and meaning as local residents and great leaders took part in a symbolic walk from the Grand Parade where Mandela made his freedom speech to the Cape Town International Convention Centre.
For me personally, I think Mandela Day means just to be gracious and to think of Madiba as an icon in South Africa as well as the world, and to realize that we are important. South Africa is actually the light to break down racism. So I think Madiba Day and being part of Madiba Day it's very important to me.
Some heavyweights here, Graça Michelle, obviously our late Tata Madiba's widow is here, Richard Branson. When you see world leaders like this who are willing to put themselves on the ground level and walk literally in the footsteps of Madiba, how does that make you feel?
No, it makes me feel really good. Actually, I spoke to someone earlier and they said Richard Branson was here, and I was like, that's strange because the last time I spoke to Richard Branson was in a McDonald's in the middle of London. So it shows you that everyone's only human, you know, and everyone can keep their feet on the ground, especially someone like him of the stature that he is. So it's great to have people like him here, and hopefully he talks and speaks to the people, because it's wonderful to have those kind of people here today.
The concept for the elders originated from a conversation between Richard Branson and musician Peter Gabriel, and it was fitting that Branson celebrated the milestone alongside Graça Michelle.
Mrs. Michelle, Sir Richard Branson, I think we can wear it as a major badge of honor that you've chosen to celebrate this 10-year milestone here in South Africa. I have to ask, when was the seed first planted, or when did it begin to germinate, so to speak, of an idea like this powerful collective, the elders? When was that moment that you said, okay, the time is now, I have to approach Tata Madiba?
I had spoken to him previous to that to see if he would go to see Saddam Hussein, to ask Saddam Hussein to step down and go and live in Libya for the rest of his life. And he agreed to do that, and Kofi Annan agreed to go with him. Sadly, the bombing started before they could actually get there. And it gave me an idea that maybe a group of elders working together could be more powerful than individuals working on their own. So we put that idea together. We came and saw Graça and Madiba, and they embraced the idea, and the rest is history, as they say.
This constitution, this democracy that we revere so much is a guiding light, I think, to the rest of the world. And when we look at that decision to base the 10th year anniversary of the elders coming together, this powerful collective, why do it here in South Africa?
The elders began here 10 years ago with a magnificent speech by Madiba. And all the elders came together in Cape Town 10 years ago on his birthday on the 18th of July. And it seems very appropriate to come back here 10 years later.
And we chose also to celebrate with our first chair, Arch. He lives here. Perhaps he couldn't travel to many other places, but it was appropriate for us to come and celebrate with him.
So, Richard, you obviously have taken a greater global approach when it comes to the elders and what you're trying to achieve. What does that mean to you when you look at the collection of politicians, thought leaders, change makers, empowered women that you've brought together for this particular initiative this year? What does the phrase walk together mean to you?
Look, there's been a lot of division and divisiveness in the world in the last couple of years. And one of the reasons we're walking in other people's shoes is to try to understand other people. I mean, I'm chosen to walk in somebody called Ben's shoes, who is employing thousands and thousands of people in Africa as health workers to try to go out into the rural communities and make sure that everybody gets universal health care. And the elders, and Graça and Mary Robinson and others are working incredibly hard to try to make sure that everybody in the world has universal health care. And so the more we can help people like that out in the front lines, the better. Obviously, if you don't have your health, you can't work, you can't look after your children. Everything flows from that. So it's one of the many areas that the elders are working on.
Yes, an opportunity to celebrate the unbelievable achievements thus far in the 10 years that the elders have been together, but also a platform to put forward a very powerful message, walk together. From a South African standpoint, Mrs. Michelle, what does that phrase, walk together, mean to you?
Let me say, we say freedom, 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 freedom. Taking it from what Madiba said, his long work to freedom, it has not come to an end. So when you say working together, I believe in South Africa, it is really to come together. I think this is an extraordinary time really to find ways of reconnecting and walking on the footsteps of those giants under the principles and values of the Constitution.
All societies around the world look to their elders for guidance, and this particular group of leaders continue to make positive change and inspire us all to live in the spirit of Madiba's values.
I feel truly humbled to have, in some small way, walked in the footsteps of Tata Madiba alongside some of the greatest thought leaders that have ever walked the earth today. But what has been most impressive is to see how everyday South Africans from every walk of life have been walking together, and hopefully in the future they'll rally to the elders' cause to give babies like this gorgeous young thing, Aliyah, a far brighter future and a one they deserve. Happy Mandela Day, baby girl.
Yeah,
Wow,
I nearly cried. I really nearly cried,
that
just
is
at how
amazing.
amazing that experience was. And we know that 67 minutes is about giving to other people, but I was given an opportunity to work on myself with those 67 minutes and take on board how much of a platform each of us have in whatever role we play in our daily lives to make this a daily exercise to feed back into this country, to feed back into the world. And we've got a global collective now that we've never had before. So thank you so much to my crew who pulled together an unbelievable day as well. But what a privilege, what an absolute
As
privilege.
the saying goes, be the change you want to see in the world, hey?
Lovely, man.
Incredible stuff. Well, let's talk gaming for a second, shall we? If you enjoy mobile gaming, then today is your lucky day, because Vodacom is about to make your day with up to 1 free gig of data. Now, Vodacom is offering customers a chance to explore more of the internet by giving you access to a new site every single day of the week.
And not just one site, but a couple at that. Of course, Wednesday is all about gaming. And on Gaming Wednesday, Vodacom is offering you free access to Game Mind, to View Clip, and Vodacom Games. And that's where I'm going to kick off this morning. I took a little time out yesterday as well to explore 3 games after my busy day and had a lot of fun. So I'm going to start with this one, Cut the Rope. It's all about feeding Om Nom. He's that little monster at the bottom there. And what Om Nom wants more than anything else in the world is candy. It's a puzzle game that's got tons of levels for you to wind your way through. You'll be entertained throughout
so
every
cute.
single, and it is completely cute. This one definitely for the little ones, but they get quite advanced at points, so you can really sink your teeth into that. Excuse
And
the pun.
visually, it looks really nice as
It's
well.
just super cute, man. But Om Nom is someone that you'll fall in love with. So I absolutely love Cut the Rope. And if you want to take it a step further, there's Cut the Rope 2 that's got even more advanced puzzles to delve into. Then this one I also loved. We're talking about bike racing here, and it's got the most insane stunts and a huge amount of action. It's got gameplay that you really can embrace as a beginner. You can get into it very quickly, but it takes a while to master it. So there's a nice progression there as well. So this one, I warn you, is going to keep you roped in, okay, for hours. And the graphics are pretty cool there as well. Nice little adrenaline rush there on your phone. And then this one I also absolutely loved, Jungle Adventures.
I love this.
A platform game that I think is a throwback. It's going to get you feeling quite nostalgic
Like
to
the
those.
Islander.
Yeah, very much so. And those old arcade-based games. Tons of levels to get through as well. Some great boss action to get into. You know, arcade games are all about beating the boss. And there's some mean bosses in this. Also really, really cute.
I love it. It's like a mix of Islander and Mario Brothers in one.
Yeah, completely. And that's very much how it feels. But you'll love the characters. You'll love the vibe. And it gets quite challenging as well. There's so nice progression there. So huge amounts to sink your teeth into. And you can get your fix of games. All you need to do is go and buy a Vodacom 100 meg data bundle or more, or just simply have a positive data balance. Then you dial *111 *634#, or even easy easier, you can just download the latest version of My Vodacom app and make sure that you opt in daily.
Absolutely. You can use your free data for gaming today, and then let us know what games you love by hashtagging Expresso Show and hashtag Meg Your Day.
Don't go anywhere because we'll be back after the break.
I don't wanna be the only one to say that I could've. Even if I fall down, I just wanna say that I could've. Yeah, and I wanna do it all. Stay tuned tonight. We'll take me up the elevator to the clouds and the airplanes. Heaven is the after party, come baby, don't be late. Walking on air, air, flying on a prayer. Gravity can't hold me down. I'm staying up here, yeah. I got no fear. 30,000 feet off the ground. I'm walking on. Walking on.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful people. You're just in time to get into our international entertainment news. What's that smile?
Oh, happy times. Why? Because the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have officially kicked off their Poland and Germany tour. They looked very, very cute as they arrived with Charlotte and George. Aww. And they received so many gifts that Kate actually joked and said they would need to have a lot more babies for all of these tours. She must never, because now people are saying,
oh, maybe
what
she's hinting.
is
Yeah,
there?
exactly.
But we don't know if there are any more babies on the way. What we do know is that they represented the Queen very, very well at some official royal duties a little bit later on that day. So they're amazing, they're doing amazing, and yes, we can do with more royal babies.
Yeah, suit is proper, man.
Absolutely. Well, talking about amazing news as well, we are talking about Kate Mara and Jamie Bell from Fantastic Four fame. The two of them have been dating for 2 years, and then all of a sudden, boom, they got married.
Oh.
No one knew about it. They shared the pictures on social media, and of course, Kate simply captioned it with nuptials, and then Jamie captioned it with Mr. and Mrs. So we're very, very happy that the two of them have found love in the crazy world we live in.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is fantastic. They're the Fantastic Two.
They are the Fantastic Two. Well, listen, that was our wrap of our international entertainment news, but let's see what's happening on the 5FM Top 40.
Hey, what's up? It's Nick Hammond back with a recap of the top 40 on 5FM from the past weekend. And like we do every week, let's begin by looking at the brand new entries onto the charts. And speaking of which, my first pick this week came in at number 37. It's Timothy DeMonk out of Cape Town. Watch out for this guy. The tune's called Every Day.
She gives me highs, she gives me lows. She tells me every day that she's not at home.
My second new entry pick I decided to highlight this week came in at number 19, brand new on the charts from super producer Calvin Harris and Katy Perry. It's called Feels.
I know you ain't afraid about pills. Baby, I know you ain't scared to catch feels.
Let's check out my mover and shaker picks for the week, and I've decided to go in with a new entry for the first selection. This one at number 28, back on the charts. It's Goldfish and Diamond Doug with Deeper Than Night.
Found it in the deeper than night, where you won't know, where you don't go.
My second mover and shaker pick this week went from 24 to 17, and I've picked it because it was the highest placing former member of One Direction for the week. It's Niall Horan with Slow Hands.
Baby, slow, slow hands, like sweat dripping down that dirty laundry. No.
Let's look at the top 10 biggest songs in the world for the past week. Beginning at number 10, it's a comeback for James Blunt teaming up with Robin Schulz called OK.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Hitting the number 9 spot this week, one of the biggest artists on the continent, it's Davido with If.
I wanna dash it to you.
Massive jump up this week for Imagine Dragons, going from 18 to 8 with a tune called Thunder.
I was lightning before the thunder.
Another massive tune at number 7 this week in 4 consecutive weeks in the charts. It has it Sway Lee and French Montana with Unforgettable. This week at number 6 off his album Divide, and still one of the biggest songs in the world, it's Ed Sheeran with Shape of You.
I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too.
Sitting halfway through the top 10 this week at number 5, it's Justin Bieber, Chance the Rapper, Quavo, Wayne, and DJ Khaled with I'm the One.
I'm the one. I'm the only one.
As we continue to count down and heat up at number 4 this week, it's Charlie Puth and Attention.
You just want attention. You don't want my heart.
Sitting pretty at the number 3 position, this kid's only 18 years old, already a couple years behind him in the game. It's Shawn Mendes with There's Nothing Holding Back.
Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
Just losing out on the number 1 spot this week, coming in very closely at number 2, it's new music from DJ Khaled, Rihanna, and Bryson Tiller called Wild Thoughts.
Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to catch me, Nick Hammond, Monday to Friday, 9 to 12 on Hammond Time. And of course, every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to find out who will be the biggest song on planet Earth. Speaking of which, this past weekend it went to Justin Bieber, Daddy Yankee, and Louis Fonsi with Despacito.
Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído.
Man, Despacito is my jam. I love that song. Well, to trending music, to trending fashion, with the last 5 weeks of Expresso fashion focused firmly on menswear, it's time for the final act. Well, we're in New York this week for the last of the 4 international fashion events for the season, New York Menswear Week. And with the biggest stars there to celebrate American-inspired fashions, we have our very own fashion fundies, Expresso fashion editor Nick Strelitz and fashion consultant Alexis Chaffe are here to talk us through all of the highlights.
Yes.
Nick, do you know what a fashion fundi is?
No, I was going to ask you, am I a
like
fundi?
You're a fundi, yeah.
What is
it's
a
like
fundi?
an expert.
It's like a mushroom.
Yeah. It's like a
fungi.
fungi.
You calling me a mushroom?
No, it's not a fungi.
Okay.
Morning, how are you?
Sorry.
It's awesome to have you guys here.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the final week of menswear fashions for spring summer 18. What was very distinct of in terms of fashion coming out of the Big Apple?
Big Apple fashion, New York.
New York. Yeah. I'm walking over here.
So well. Hey, I'm American, I can say it. The big thing out of New York Fashion Week this past week was the return of camouflage.
What?
So camo was a staple in America in the 60s, sort of protesting the Vietnam War. It was a staple in the 90s with the hip-hop community. And now we're seeing it being reinvented here in New York last week. Again, we're seeing the traditional sort of greens, sort of the traditional shaping as well. But we're also seeing new integrations of pink.
Wow.
We've talked about pink, I feel like, for the last year.
We
Pink
have.
being the color of the season. It's not really my jam. It ain't my jam. But I think if you want to pull it off, guys, you want to pull it off well, take a cue from American designer Landlord, which is the third pick here.
Okay.
So sort of veer away from the traditional shaping of camo like you see in the first two looks.
Yeah.
Play around with variations and mix it up. Throw in like a dark denim jean like this with the top, or open it up with a white t-shirt.
Okay.
Just break it up.
Yeah. Wear it as a print as opposed to a theme.
I love
think
it.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so Alexis, what is the one theme coming out of New York that everybody needs to know about?
Well, short suits were a definite hit. And even though we're pairing shorts with a jacket is not like a new concept, definitely was a very clear trend in terms of coordinated suiting. So you can see here that the style is definitely on the knee. It's a slightly roomier cut. I think it's quite a sophisticated and a flattering look, which is a good one. I think it's going to be super popular for summer weddings and outdoor events.
Yeah, it's smart enough to work.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if your boss is going to like it, but
I doubt the boss is going to like it.
You could get fired, but you look good.
At least you look good on the day you're fired. That's awesome. All right. So, Nick, we know that trends vary depending on where it's coming out of. I mean, we've seen stuff coming out of London, Milan, Paris, New York. What is one sure trend that is just like not going anywhere?
Well, like you said, the trends generally don't cross over. So when they do, you know it's sort of a fashion mainstay. Yes. So for my mainstay for the season, guys, it's millennium wear.
Millennium wear?
And again, we've touched on late 90s, early 2000s. It was the period that brought us Destiny's Child. Thank you, Beyonce. Thank you so much. Tracksuits, prints, and now we've seen it here on the runways in New York. So in London, we saw Hawaiian prints. We saw embellished denim. In Milan, we saw tracksuits here. We saw wide-legged cargo pants.
Wow.
New York, it was all about the camo, the plaid, return to grunge. So we're seeing this big time. Again, it's not my favorite trend, but you know, sort of, it's when it's across the platforms, you know, it's sort of a thing that's happening.
Yeah, I hope it's not going to be a thing here. Because, I don't know, it's like...
You've got to be pretty fashion forward, I think, to pull it off.
To do it,
Definitely.
Yeah,
well, talking about geographic location, what is the one trend that surpasses all geographic locations, Alexis?
Well, for the guy that really hates the skinny suit, this trend is definitely for you.
No!
There was one thing that all the fashion capsules agreed on. It is that tight is out and spacious, roomy suits are in. So we saw a whole, really vast tailoring on this, from slightly loose to really, really oversized, just bringing it back in on a more focus on the waist, which is quite unusual for men, just to bring the silhouette together. Though I have to warn the guys out there, wearing a spacious, roomy suit is actually harder than wearing a slim cut suit.
Yeah.
So if you're on the shorter side, don't wear it too big. If you're tall, then you can go a little bit more oversized, but keep the proportions in check, for sure.
Listen, if any of the men in my life, family, friends, you and Graham, come in one of these suits, I will disown you. I will not greet you in the street. We're not ready.
Yeah,
we are not ready.
No, we're not.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to handle.
Oh, my God. It's too much. Thank you so much. This was really amazing. Nick, Alexis, you guys are amazing. Can we do it again next week, same time, same place?
I'll have to check with the producer.
Oh, okay.
But I will try my best.
All right, honey. We'll see you soon.
Well, the debate rages on whether Nick will return. Daniel Barron definitely will return after the break, and he's going to have us walking on air.
Absolutely. And then, of course, it is Wednesday, which means it's time for your culinary hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. Yes, so basically, go out and join the Uputu and sugar debate. Hoe eet jy jou krummelpap? Met suiker of sonder suiker? Very, very interesting.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to Expresso, and that's that time of the morning again to put away our savings. Did I sound a little bit nervous there?
You did.
Because I didn't bring my savings today.
Did you
No,
waste
I
wipes?
did make my contribution yesterday, but of course there are a couple here who haven't. Guys, are you ready to put your
Yeah, I've got the
savings
cash.
away?
Got the cash.
Yesterday.
Yeah, there we go.
Get
So
it in
I'm going to
there,
get
man.
in. Yeah, saving on
Listen,
my,
you
my
and
one
with-
takeout meal.
Oh, well done. But your larger increments already working in your
Yeah.
favour there, dude.
Yeah, bro, it's...
Your
it's
jar's filling
let me
up.
just get it in there. Wait, hang on. Okay.
I feel like I want to save more, seeing how much you already
But
have.
you're doing it every day. So
see, but
those
you gotta
smaller
find a
increments, they're not necessarily worse
This is
because you're
true.
putting them in there more often. But I have to ask, has this exercise made you guys more price conscious when you look at how much things
Absolutely.
cost?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Now,
Look,
have you turned into a
I'm
bargain
saving
hunter?
obviously on one takeout dinner a week, but I think what made me conscious now, you're searching for those deals. You know, so you get these kind of fast food chains or restaurants, you know, that offer like a 2-for-1 kind of special, and you're waiting for that. That's on a Thursday, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, so you go for that as opposed to, and then you forgo the one on the weekend.
Exactly.
So yeah.
And being a
Get in
single
there.
girl, what I used to do is I used to shop for little things every single day. Now I take into consideration rather buy what you need in bulk, like at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month, and then prepare your things as you go. And the amount of money you save by not buying little bits here and there all the time, but by thinking ahead and then planning properly, it's insane.
So I know you can hit a shop on a storm. Have you become that kind of price conscious shopper now?
Well, for me, it's more a case of just seeing how little we put away and just how the amounts have added up. I think, you know, by simply cutting out one thing, I'm only doing it weekly, but by doing something small daily, how quickly that amount adds up.
You can buy something so much better at the end of it with your pocket. Absolutely love it. So saving doesn't need to be difficult. Make saving a good habit and start doing it today. Work out an amount that is comfortable and reasonable for you. Be realistic about it. Then just put it away in the beginning of every month and you'll quickly see how it begins to grow and grow. And nothing can beat that feeling. We're proving it ourselves on the show. And we hope you have joined us on our hashtag #MySavingsPledge Challenge. Really is awesome. Let us know on Facebook what you've pledged to give up every day and what you are saving towards. Show us what you're working towards. We'd love to hear from you. Now, speaking of loving to hear from someone, our musical guest is obviously no stranger to Expresso. We've loved watching him grow from strength to strength, and he's about to take the stage yet again. He's performing songs from his latest offering titled Weekend of Mass Destruction. And of course, we are talking about the ever so popular Daniel Barron. He's back to perform Walking on Air.
Even if I fall down, I just wanna say that I did it. Yeah, and I wanna do it all. Stay tonight. We're going up the elevator to the clouds in the airwaves. Heaven is the after party, come baby, don't be late. Yeah. We won't be afraid to fall. Walking on air, flying on a prayer. Gravity can't hold me down. I'm staying up here, I got no fear. 30,000 feet off the ground. I'm walking on air. To make it rain, and then I'll make the sun shine down all over again. Yeah, we will be above it all. I'm walking on air, flying on a prayer. Gravity can't hold me down. I'm staying up here, I got no fear. 30,000 feet off the ground. I'm walking on. Walking can only end. Thank you.
Yeah. No, sir. Thank you. Dude, absolutely loving it. Clearly, gravity is not holding you down, still taking risks, still busting genres. Dude, what an absolute pleasure having you on the show this morning.
Thank you, Graham.
Thank
really
you
appreciate
so
it,
much, man. You can connect with him online, and he does talk back at Daniel Barron SA. Connect with him, take in more of this man's amazing music. But right now, we're going to quickly take in those news headlines.
In die nasionale nes voertuigkapings in Suid-Afrika het die afgelope 4 jaar met 55% toegeneem. Die Instituut vir Sekuriteitsstudies sê dat tot 40 kapings tans daagliks in die land voorkom. Statistiek van die motoropsporingsmaatskappy Seatrack dui daarop dat die meeste van hierdie voorvalle tussen 6 uur saans en middernag gebeur, veral op 'n Dinsdag aand. Die meeste kapings en voertuigdiefstal vind in Gauteng plaas. Bykans 2 uit elke 3 sulke voorvalle kom daarvoor. Minder as 8% kapings in die land gebeur in die Wes-Kaap, die Oos-Kaap en in Mpumalanga. Ontleeders verwag dat die Suid-Afrikaanse Reserwebank die repo-koers onveranderd sal hou ondanks die terugtrekking van die inflasiekoers. Die lede van die monetêre beleidskomitee het gister hulle Julie-vergadering begin en 'n finale aankondiging word môre verwag. Ekonome meen die repo-koers sal 'n 16de agtereenvolgende maand onveranderd op 7% bly. Op die internasionale front 'n nuwe verslag toon dat minstens 547 jonglede van die Regensburger Dompatsin seunskoor in Duitsland fisies en in sommige gevalle seksueel oor 'n tydperk van 60 jaar mishandel is. Advokaat Ulrich Webbe, wat die voorvalle ondersoek, sê sowat 49 lede van die Katolieke Kerk word daarvan beskuldig dat hulle die dade tussen 1945 en die vroeë jare 90 gepleeg het. Slagoffers beskryf hulle ervarings as 'n tronk, die hel en 'n konsentrasiekamp. Verteenwoordigers van die seunskoor moet nog amptelik op die verslag reageer. En dan ten slotte Republikeinse pogings om 'n plaasvervanger vir president Obama se gesondheidsorgstelsel bekend as Obamacare te vind, het misluk. 2 vooraanstaande Republikeinse senatore ondersteun nie die wetsontwerp nie. Met 'n skrale 52-48 Republikeinse meerderheid in die Senaat, beteken die 2 senatore se teenstemme dat die wetsontwerp effektief gesmoor is. President Donald Trump sal nou nuwe optrede oorweeg om die wet geskraap te kry. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Let's get another look at what's happening in the world of sport.
An agonizing case of so close yet so far away for African and South African sport yesterday. Firstly, as the Protea women were knocked out of the Cricket World Cup after suffering a 2-wicket semi-final loss against tournament hosts England. Batting second, England chased down the winning target of 219 with just 2 balls remaining to book their place in the World Cup final. So England's opponents in that final will be decided tomorrow as Australia take on India in that second semi. Same with cricket. Sri Lanka beat Zimbabwe by 4 wickets in Colombo yesterday to secure victory in their once-off test match. Now, Sri Lanka successfully chased down a record target of 388 on that final day of the match to ensure their 100% test win record against Zimbabwe remains intact. Sri Lanka now turn their attention to a 3-match test series against India that gets underway next week, Wednesday. Then the South African women's hockey team were in World League action last night as they lost to Germany by 1 agonizing goal to nil. A goal in the 26th minute proved to be enough for Germany to secure their passage through to the next round of the knockouts, where they'll face off against Argentina. Some other results from yesterday saw England beating India by 4 goals to 1. The USA edging out Japan 1-0. By Argentina, they beat Ireland 2-1. And stage 16 of the Tour de France took place yesterday, and it saw Australia's Michael Matthews claim his second victory of this year's tour. The 165-kilometre stage needed a photo finish with 3 riders crossing the line at the same time. It was Matthews who came out on top, finishing the stage in 3 hours, 38 minutes and 18 seconds. However, current race leader Chris Froome retained that yellow jersey with his 18-second lead over Italian rider Fabio Aru still intact. And we have to round off with an honourable mention to Jordy Smith. There were 4 perfect rounds surfed in yesterday's J-Bay Open, 2 of them by Geordie, the world #3 ranked surfer at the moment. It's only been achieved 10 times in the history of the World Surf League, which reinforces what an unbelievable performance. He was sublime, show of strength, a show of finesse. I have a feeling this is Geordie's year, so we congratulate the man and also thank him for dedicating those perfect scores to Tata Madiba on Mandela Day. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Well, let's take a final look at what to expect in your traffic, starting off in Gauteng, central Johannesburg. Now, a taxi's been involved in an accident on Lillian Ngonye and Simmons Street. Now, traffic's queuing in the area. And if you're in Cape Town on the N7 and the N2, take note that there are some delays caused due to a stationary vehicle on the N7 southbound near the N1, as well as on the N2 westbound near the lookout point. That's where we leave your traffic for this morning.
Well, it's a gorgeous morning in the mother city. Let's take a last look at your weather and those temperatures heading into your Wednesday. And it looks like we can expect a little bit of an increase in terms of yesterday's icy temperatures. However, there are still a couple of zeros on the chart, with Bloemfontein and Sutherland below freezing this morning. Let's run you through quickly. Polokwane begin op 4 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 20. Mobela 8.25. Pretoria 4.20. Johannesburg 2 en 'n maksimum van 20. Mahikeng 3 grade minimum en 'n matige 23. Klerksdorp ronde 0 grade en dit styg na 21. Kimberley ook 0 en 'n maksimum van 20. Bloemfontein -5 en 'n maksimum 19. Richards Bay 14.24. Pietermaritzburg 6.24. Durban begin op 15, dit styg na 22 grade. Mthatha 4.23. West London 11.22. Cradock 0 grade minimum en 'n maksimum 22 grade. Port Elizabeth on 11 this morning with a maximum of 19. George 10.19. Sutherland -3 this morning, staying cold with a maximum of only 15. Cape Town 12 and also a cool 16 maximum. Worcester 3.19. Springbok 3.22 and Uppington starting off on 1 degree, reaching a maximum of 22 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather here on your Wednesday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, it's time for us to head to social media this morning. We need to find the answer to our emoji charades game. Of course, these were your emojis. It's a movie. It's got 2 words. There's swords, a flash. There's a woman there. And, of course, it is the movie that set the record for the largest opening for a female-led comic book movie. Everybody, besides a few people, one person said Supergirl. Someone said the lead actress was Robin Wright. No, the correct answer is, and I'm going to read Naoshimi's comment, who says, Wonder Woman. Wish I replied first so that my comment could be read on TV. Well, Nao, I just read your comment on TV. It doesn't matter when you replied. You got it correct. And well done to every other person who got it correct. It is an incredible movie. And if you haven't seen it yet, where have you been?
Oh, well done, Nell. You are famous now. Congratulations. Now, we've been going on about it because it is the coolest offer around. Vodacom is about to make your day with free data. You can explore Facebook Monday, Lifestyle Tuesday, Gaming Wednesday, which we've done today, Instagram Thursday, Music Friday, Sports Saturday, and Video Sunday.
It sounds exciting. Now, all you have to do to qualify is buy a Vodacom 100 meg data bundle or more and have a positive data balance. Then you dial *111 *634# or you download the latest My Vodacom app.
But then do remember to opt in daily and don't miss out on up to 1 gig of free data every day from South Africa's best network. And for all of the info and terms and conditions, just stop by vodacom.co.za.
Well, still ahead on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning for the parents. We get some interesting tips and tricks from our parenting expert, Nikki Bush. And then it is Wednesday, which means it's time for the Culinary Hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. Love it when everyone gets involved. But it's the debate of all debates. Okay, your putu pop, how do you eat it? Sugar or amasi? What's the right thing to do? We'll see you just now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline bling. That
Here we go, here we go, here we go. It is that time of Wednesday morning. It's the Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. Call us 430-9881 if you want to ask Zola any questions you find difficult in the kitchen, all right? Or you want to share any ideas. But I think first on the cards this morning, this debate, it has been going around. People have been going absolutely crazy about this.
They have.
Your uputu pap, ne? Who eat it? How do you eat it? With amasi or with sugar?
Okay.
A lot of people say no sugar.
Lots of okay. There's a debate going on. It's been a debate going on for 3 years, and it's unsettled.
3 years. So that's crazy.
The one side is people who eat their uputu namasi with, which is putu pap and mas, which is sour milk. As it is traditionally, and those who add sugar to the mix as well, just to sweeten it up a little bit.
Let's read Nolwazi's comment there quickly.
So Nolwazi feels very passionate about this. She says, I have been quietly watching the sugar on amasi debate, and I've concluded that the problem here is that y'all don't deserve the internet. Because we all know you wouldn't try spewing the sugar blasphemy in front of your grandmother, or any of the elders, in fact. So you come and be radical rebels, alpha on social media about things that are well established, knowledge and wisdom. Y'all did the same thing with baked bean salad. So the question is, which third force sent you? Who is funding this assault? Also, Mina Ngyaqebana. So she says, she will tell on you. She'll tell the ancestors. She's going to tell the grown-ups about what you're doing on these social media streets. Kubegani, she says, carry on. You guys can barely be adult now, and you think that you can revolutionize amasi and tell us salads on salads. Nyatanya, you're crazy, is what she
Well,
said.
we have some supporters in the studio of No Sugar. Prosper behind the camera, he's up with a hand. Okay, so what's the deal, Zola?
So clearly people are very passionate about the side on which they stand.
Yeah.
Okay, so traditionally, you eat uputu, which is krummel pap, or you know, the coarse mealie meal. Mealie meal porridge, if you will. And we eat it with sour milk, which is what we call amasi. And basically, it's just a combination of the two. So you put the uputu.
Okay.
Okay, and then you add amasi to it.
Nice and simple.
I like mine quite runny. And you see, amasi is a little bit like buttermilk, but it's a little bit more lumpy, if you will.
Yes.
And you just mix the two together. And traditionally, this is how we eat it. Okay. And I've been eating this
like that
as far as I can remember.
I've never eaten it like this. In fact, you know, just call me crazy, but this is the first time that I've actually come across this combination. I've come across like tomato sauce with this.
Just tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce with this. But I grew up like my dad made it. You know, school mornings. You know, he made the krummel pap. It was a treat in our house, and that was made with butter and sugar. And if you can, you add milk as well. But how I eat is because I spoil myself. It's not something you make every day.
Right.
Okay. So I don't mind holding back. So it's a nice big dollop of butter in the middle with some sugar, but then you don't mix the butter in, right? You kind of eat around the pot with the sugar, and then when you get to the buttery part, it's like
it's like an extra treat.
It's like an extra treat right to end it off with. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I don't know. You can join the debate. Tell us, how do you eat your putu pap? Yeah, 430-9881. That's 021-430-9881. That is the question, and it's a massive debate. And also, you're going to show us how to make it.
I'm going to show you how to make uputu if you've never had it before.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Try it out. But the Culinary Hotline bling, ting, ting, ting. We'll continue in just a bit.
Was it just me, or did he mention tomato sauce with that mixture? Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break from all of this and turn to our parenting expert, Nikki Bush, here to tell us more about her brand new book.
So earlier we spoke to, yes, we call her our creative parenting expert, but she is also a best-selling author, Nikki Bush, about her latest e-book that she's released. And it is entitled Parenting Matters 2.0, a guide for parenting in 2017 and beyond, a revamp from 1.0. And it really is packaged in a beautiful, the flow of information is easy to take in. It's very recognizable in terms of the subject matter, but as much as there is a practical element to it, there is such a beautiful emotional quotient to it, and a lot of that comes through in excerpts like the poem that I'm going to make you read just a little bit of, because this is amazing to me. I think you really can be proud of what you've created here, so well done.
Thank you.
So please, use that as a context for kind of delving into the book.
So I was literally scrabbling in a box of notes, because I make notes to myself all the time, and I discovered a poem that I'd handwritten to my own children, a promise to my children, and I tried to work out from the handwriting of my son that was also on the page. I must have written it when my kids were about 4 and 9. Oh, wow. And it's called A Promise to My Child. So we don't have time for the whole poem, but I'll just read a couple of the paragraphs. So the first one is, I promise to feed you, clothe you, and put a roof over your head, although this may vary in quality and quantity from time to time. I promise to teach you to be resilient and resourceful so that you can succeed and thrive no matter what life may throw at you. I can't promise that you won't get hurt by life and that horrible things will never happen. But I do promise you that as long as I am alive, I will love you and be there for you. So that...
you've just encapsulated every discussion that we've ever had on this couch, bar a few finer details, just in a beautiful section of prose.
Yeah, so children needing to trust that you'll be there for them. And I love this one. I promise to keep growing and working on myself. It's not your job to make me happy, it's mine. You have helped me to discover more about me, about parts of myself I have never seen or met before. I promise you a place at my table always, regardless of your choices. When you were born, you were a precious gift from life, but you are also a gift to life.
It's just amazing to me how you've taken the time, under the gravity of everything that you need to get across in this book, to be able to convey the emotion of what it is to be a parent, because that, after all, is really the most wonderful part, the most important part.
And I think when you become a parent, it switches on feeling.
Yeah.
And feelings that you've maybe never felt before, or never felt to the depths and the heights of how you're feeling those emotions now. So in a way, children are that catalyst to becoming a fully grown-up human being who feels and thinks and decides, and, you know, there's a lot of responsibility in being a parent.
To becoming the version 2.0 of ourselves. Can you sneak in 1 or 2 more verses, please?
Right. Shall I do these are the tearjerker ones. As your parent, I promise to honor you and protect you, and when the time is right, to let you go, so that you can take flight and make a dent in the universe. You will be forever in my heart, one that is so enriched by your being in the world. I love you, my precious child.
Oh, man, I hope your kids are watching right now. They better be watching everything you do on TV, first of all. But that is absolutely lovely. I'm going to steal that for a christening I've got coming up a little bit later in the year. That is really, really beautiful. Congratulations on the success of your book, but I'm beginning to understand every time we sit down why you seem to cut through so much of the clutter that is out there at the moment, and there is a lot of clutter in the parenting space, and you just really do get to the heart of the matter. So I know this might feel a bit self-indulgent being as modest as you are, but you really do deserve a bit of praise for this one. It really is special, so well done.
Thank you, Graham, and the book's available for purchase on my website, nikkibush.com.
And for next to nothing at that. So hopefully this has inspired you to be a better parent, but also just be a little better at being yourself and that inward journey, and it's all there waiting in front of you, and a child really is the key to unlocking all of that potential.
All right, so we're back in the kitchen. It's the Culinary Hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting. Right on your feel-good breakfast show. Zola Nene hanging out with us. And we're continuing the debate. Your uputu. All right, so are you team with sugar or team without sugar? That is what we are debating. So give us a call, 021-430-9881, and weigh in on the conversation. You can also do so on Facebook. Right. I think before we get into some of the comments, you know, what some of the viewers are saying, let's just quickly make it. How do you make...
So for people who have never made uputu before, I'm sure you've made regular porridge, which is really smooth. Uputu, as you can see, is krummelpap, so it's very crumbly.
Okay, so
the so the ratio of a milli meal to water is obviously more milli meal, less water. Okay. So then you add a pinch of sugar. So it's basically like 1 cup Salt. Excuse me.
Yeah.
See,
sugar on the brain, this one.
A little bit of salt, just to bring out the flavor. So 1 cup of water to about 3 or 4 cups of milli meal. Okay. So then what I do is I put it all in at once, just like that.
My dad always said you must form a little mountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I use the back of the wooden spoon.
Okay.
Okay, just to stir it around and make sure that it's all coated. At this stage, you want to make sure that all the grains do get coated in a bit of water.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll find that your mini
Dry
meal
spots.
won't really, won't cook at all. Okay? So you can see how it's absorbed the water, just like this. And I like mine quite
dry,
irregular in terms of texture, so I don't like to have it too fine.
Okay.
So this is perfect for me. So I just stir it around for a little bit longer. Okay. Then what you want to do, don't think at this stage that it's cooked. It's very, very raw.
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll find that at the bottom it sticks quite a lot, but that's what helps develop the flavor.
That's
okay?
it. It's called the unbransel. And when you finish your pot of putu pap, and then you take that out, and then you put some more butter and sugar on there.
Oh, you eat the crust.
And then you crunch that bottom.
Oh, no, that's
almost like
next
a burnt
level.
part. That is amazing. That is a
level.
treat. It is a treat.
So this will need to cook on very low heat. So we'll turn it down to the lowest for about 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep stirring it occasionally, every like 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. And it should look, the bottom of the pot will look sort of crusty. Can you see how
mine
we've
never
taken
looks
out
like that.
What is yours?
It's more of a solid burn.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not stirring it enough. So you can see, so you do need, it does form a crust. So don't be scared if that happens the first time you make it. Yeah. Then we cool it, because I eat mine cold.
Yeah.
Or you can eat it hot.
Okay, listen, we have a caller on the line. Good morning.
Ooh.
Good morning, Fina. Good morning, my dear. So where are you standing in terms of this debate, with or without sugar?
I am with you. You've got a very clever dad.
Okay.
With the putu and the sugar and the butter, but I leave out the milk, because if you leave out the milk, it's like a pudding for breakfast. The butter melts in and with the sugar, and then it's a beautiful taste.
Oh, jy maak my sommer nou honger. Thank you very, very much for your call. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so we got a couple of interesting ones on Twitter as well. I just want to go through some of them. Nuclear says, my statement will always remain the same. Eat your putu with yogurt, because it's called sour milk for a reason. Okay, interesting. Kerwin says, I could eat putu and inkumazi with 13 teaspoons of sugar every day.
Wow, that's a lot of sugar.
Hey, well, he's definitely on the sugar side.
Definitely, way on the sugar side.
And we have last one. Dr. Manhattan says, how's someone supposed to accept the sweetness that is your love if they can't even accept the sweetness of sugar in putu inkumazi? I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, we're going to get into some non-traditional ways to eat your porridge in the next segment. But let us know with your putu debate, are you pro-sugar or not pro-sugar? Do you use it just with your amasi, or do you add a little bit of sugar? I prefer sugar, but you say you eat it
both ways. I'm on team eat what you like, how you like.
I like that. I like it. We'll be back.
Well, I can tell you who else's team sugar is resident chef Clem Pedro from the Afternoon Express team. He's going to a little later today look back at a recent private dinner he prepared, and he loved the dessert so much he will be preparing the same one later today for you to try. So do not miss out on this one.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we are continuing with our Culinary Hotline. If you have any things that you're struggling with in the kitchen, feel free to give us a call. That number 021-430-9881. And of course, I'm a fan of like pop in any form
I'm
or manner.
going to reserve comment to save myself. And then the battle of all battles, kids create the ultimate milkshake. We'll see you for that after the break.
When you feed your dog's health, you also feed his happiness. And wonderful things can happen. Like he's able to go from 0 to boundless get up and go. And a fluffier coat unlocks maximum cuddle potential. Because you're feeding the clinically proven nutrition of Hill's Science Plan. Precisely prepared with top quality ingredients. After all, when he's healthier, he's happier. And a dog's tail never lies. Give him the Science of Happy. Found in the brand recommended by vets worldwide.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary Hotline Bling. That can only
Hey, here we
mean
go
one
again.
thing.
Welcome back to it. You're tuning into a feel-good breakfast show. This is Expresso on SABC 3, and it's time for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. We've been having so much fun, man, with this putu pap debate, you know, with sugar, without sugar, only with amasi. It is crazy. Weigh in on this conversation. 0214309881. That is what we want to know. Are you eating your putu pap with sugar or without sugar? That is the debate. Now we have Mrs. Naidu on the line. Good morning, Miss Naidu.
Good morning. How are you?
Lovely. Thank you very much for calling. So weigh in on this debate. How do you eat your putu pap?
Okay, we make the putu like a Zola, but we eat it with fish curry.
With fish curry?
Delish.
That is interesting. I've actually never thought about trying that.
Well, I mean, I treat it like rice. So it makes perfect sense to eat it with curry, to eat it with stew. My mom makes it with like a spiced cabbage curry as well.
Okay.
So yeah, so we eat it like this anytime, and we eat it with curry for dinner. Yeah.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Thank you, Mrs. Naidu, for sharing. Really appreciate that.
Okay, bye.
So keep
Bye.
connecting with us on Facebook and Twitter and tell us where do you stand within this debate. But we might as well address the porridge debate as well.
We might as well,
because
if
a lot
we're
of people
debating.
think traditional, traditional porridge, or maybe, do you add anything other in there that's non-traditional, like peanut butter in your porridge?
So here's my point, right? If you're going to debate so strongly about people adding sugar to your uputu namasi,
it's been a strong debate.
Then it is a strong debate. I mean, those people who are very traditional about it are very strong about their opinion. So I ask you, those people, when you eat ipalishi, so normal, breakfast porridge, the smooth meal porridge, do you add peanut butter to it? Do you add other things to it? That's not very traditional, but if you'll accept that, why won't you accept sugar in your amasi neput?
Exactly.
Why?
So I mean, the thing is, like, I eat oats with peanut butter, but that's not really considered the porridge, all right?
Well,
and normally
it is, but that's fine.
No, but it's not the maize meal.
No,
You
it's
see what
not
I'm
the
saying?
mealie meal, correct.
So we're talking about the mealie meal here
We
for
are.
a second.
Okay.
Now, I normally eat it traditional, just with normal butter and sugar, like I would normally. But sometimes, to bulk it up, an egg, a fried egg on top.
Whoa, that blew my mind.
Of the pop. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's been almost like a tradition in our family, especially from the Van Sale side, how I grew up as well, to really bulk up your meal in the morning, and it's called like a fried egg on top.
They do that in China, actually, funny enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
they
look
put
now.
fried egg on top of their porridge, their rice porridge in the morning.
Look
What I do strangely, which people will think is strange, to my porridge, is I sometimes add orange concentrate. Let me explain before you judge me. Let me explain. When I was younger, my mom used to squeeze fresh orange juice onto our porridge. If we didn't have oranges, she'd let us put orange concentrate because she wanted to keep us happy. And that's what you do for your children.
That is weird. That is weird. Okay, anyway, so listen, we've got some awesome comments. Cause Doxy says, lol, you guys were going crazy over me eating Wheat Bix with Avo, but y'all add sugar to amasi and putu.
I don't know. I've never tried Wheat Bix with Avo. That is a very strange combination.
Oh my goodness, that is a very strange one. And then Nurgud also says, this gourmet putu with pink salt and a spoon of sugar for the tingly sour milk. So that's
pink salt, that's fancy.
Pink salt, it's a bit of a fancy one. Yeah, so let us know, man, when it comes to also porridge, I mean, do you eat it traditional? Do you add anything weird in there, like orange essence or what not, or whatever? Or do you just keep it traditional? But weigh in on this debate. It really is a lot of fun. We will have one more segment. Call us 0214309881.
Well, you know what? Recently, families and sun seekers, they flocked to KZN for the Belito Pro. Now, the event is more than just surfing. There's also an incredible food festival, which hosted a unique competition that allowed children to make all of their milkshake dreams come true.
A treat at this year's Belito Pro Food and Wine Festival was a competition just for kids. Local North Coast Cooking School and fine young cooks got together with Hershey's to encourage little foodies to create the milkshake of their dreams and vie for the title of Belito's 2017 Freak Shake Champions.
So this is the 6th year that Hershey's have been involved at the Belito Pro in an event such as this. And it's kind of like Hershey's is the heart of the home. We're all part of the family, and that is why we thought it'd be a great idea to involve the children in the kitchen. We at Hershey's pride ourselves as being like in the heart of the home, and the heart of the home is really the family. So we really appeal to all ages, from young children right through, and we really want to introduce them to the fantastic products we have and make cooking and being in the kitchen a family affair. So we thought we'd bring the kids out and see what they've got to show for themselves.
Whizzing up their milkshakes in pairs, these aspiring milkshake masters could bring along the ingredients of their choice to create their freak shake, which will also be featured on the menu at Concha Cafe and Bakery in Belito.
The shake we are making is a chocolate shake. The ingredients we are using are lots and lots of chocolate. We have homemade bark, meringue, homemade meringue. We have peppermint crisp, ice cream cake.
Our milkshake, it's got a little bit of everything. It's got the little bit of everything milkshake. We got Oreos, you got peanut butter, you got coffee, you got everything basically.
It's just that all the flavors like work well together. All the flavors complement each other and all taste good together.
We're making the Baba Vroom milkshake with the zinc. There's Carolina spice, orange juice, and some mint and ice cream. I just think that we wanted to like make the milkshake different to others, so we tried orange juice milkshake.
We were judged based on creativity, we were judged based on presentation, teamwork, you know, and I was looking for that certain something that just stood up above the rest, and it was really tough to judge. Everyone came to the party and it was really great presentation, taste and teamwork from the whole crew.
This is actually the first time I've ever judged a milkshake competition, so I think I'm going to have to go with taste and presentation. But I'm definitely going to have to include some hygiene in there because I'm not too sure what is going on behind me here.
The standard was really high actually, and I was very impressed with them for their age. I was looking for the texture of the milkshake and how it tasted, and presentation was definitely the key.
I mean, their choice of ingredients in the milkshakes that they used, some of them were outrageous, but others were actually worked together really, really well.
The competition was super tough, but the winning freak shake was created by sisters Ava and Noah Muller from Belito.
We made a unicorn milkshake, and the reason why we made a unicorn milkshake is because we all have this fantasy about unicorns, and we think that unicorns exist. The ingredients in our milkshake were strawberry essence, pink food coloring, and marshmallows, ice cream, vanilla ice cream, like milk and rainbow licorice. I think it was like really competitive because I don't mind whatever place I came, but it was really a surprise to us both and everyone that we came first.
While the prizes were a treat for these young foodies, having fun in the kitchen is motivation for all children to create something delicious like their very own freak shake.
Ah, very cute, man. So very, very sweet indeed. But we're back for the very last time in the Expresso kitchen is the Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. Thank you for getting involved. We've been having a whole lot of fun, you know. Now here's the thing. Some people eat their putu pop with sugar, and others, Zola, put orange concentrate on it, which is very, very weird. So right now we are talking about weird breakfast combinations. Okay, what is your weirdest breakfast combination? Give us a call, 0214309881. Would love to hear from you. Right, let's have Prosper on the line. Good morning, Prosper.
Morning, how's it?
Good. What's up, man?
I have a comment specifically to Zola. Zola, hi.
Hello.
Zola, firstly, you don't take amasi with sugar. It's uncultured. The ancestors will totally reject you. You will never see the gates of heaven.
All right.
The ancestors are fine with me, thanks.
Zola, you will not pass through the gates of heaven.
Thank you, Prosper. So, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Prosper.
Listen, Prosper, I think that the ancestors are fine with me. Also, today, at this very moment, my parents are driving to Zululand just to talk to them for me.
Wow.
That's what's happening.
Okay.
It's very late. It's very late to apologize.
Listen, this debate is heating up. But we are talking about weird breakfast combinations. Let us know, 0214309881. Listen, we had a question quickly. Fahima Vali says, hi, hello Expresso family. Hello, Fahima. How do I get my milk tart filling to not taste eggish? I make the milk tart using 12 eggs and 1 litre milk. It has a lovely texture and a base, but the kiddies are not fond of its egg taste.
Okay, so if your ratios are that many eggs, it's going to taste eggish. But to try and reduce the amount of egg, you've got to cook out the eggs. So you know how we heat the milk?
Yeah.
You sort of mix together your flour and all your corn flour with some milk. Let me just do that quickly. So we heated some of the milk. Okay. This recipe is actually Angie's recipe, and she adds custard powder to hers. So that will also help you lessen the amount of eggs that you put into yours. Okay. The recipe is on the website, just so you know. A bit of sugar as well. Heat the milk, like we said. And then this recipe only uses 1 egg. So then you'll definitely not have any egginess. So this is some hot milk that we heated up with some with a cinnamon stick. Yeah. So whisk that all together. Then you add this back to the pot. And you whisk it up or stir it until it's thickened, basically. Then what you do is, here's your egg yolk. This is the only egg we're adding to it. So this is some custard that's already thickened. You add the egg yolk to that, and then you whip up the egg whites. Yeah? And then you fold that in. Okay, and all of this won't taste eggy because we're still going to bake this milk tart filling. Okay, so you're going to pop this into the crust and then bake it again. So basically, to reduce the amount of egginess in yours, try a recipe that doesn't have that many eggs in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a great one, and you can get it on the website.
Well, thank you. That was a nice shift of attention from our putu pup debate. Well, that's it. That's what we have for you. Thank you very much for all of those you called in and shared some of your ideas in terms of how you eat your putu pup. But I think the debate still stands. I don't think we're going to reach a conclusion.
No, I think that
unfortunately
people feel strongly whichever side, but I strongly say that you must eat what makes you happy, how you like to eat it, okay?
Exactly. There we have it. That was the Culinary Hotline. Bling, ting, ting, ting.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
amazing. That was actually the
hey?
best Culinary Hotline we have ever done.
I'm going to get into the putu any minute now. Well, if you're a fan of Luc Besson's The Fifth Element, then this one is for you. You can experience the award-winning director's latest masterpiece, Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets, with the Expresso New Metro Movie Club.
Yep, and now here's the big news. You could win double tickets to go and see this exclusive premiere of this spectacular film and experience it in style in New Metro's VIP Hyde Park Cinema on the 20th of July, which is a day before its international release. So not only do you get to see this incredible film with multi-sensory 4DX effects, but you'll also be transported to the City of 1,000 Planets itself, thanks to some food, decor and dinner, all included in this awesome prize, bringing the theme to life.
Yes, well, tickets for this exclusive VIP event are available on the New Metro website, but you can also stand a chance to win 4DX tickets to the premiere, which are not for sale. Now, to enter the competition, simply SMS the keyword Valerian and your name to 40675. Now, each SMS costs R1. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets is the epic fantasy adventure. And of course, you can enter by standing a chance, or rather enter and stand a chance to be the first to see this blockbuster.
Awesome.
Find the best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
We're taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, the Ford Eco Challenge continues. This time, myself and Ewan doing a car core challenge. You do not want to miss out on that. And then we also continue ways to give you ways to save. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
The search for a better way to soothe itchy skin conditions began over a decade ago, and we discovered the answer beneath the ocean. Our natural active ingredient, CEMK, is derived from brown sea kelp, known for its powerful anti-itch and anti-inflammatory properties. The result, 100% cortisone-free itch relief that's suitable for the whole family. Dermikelp for itchy, irritated skin and scalp conditions, including eczema.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, the Ford EcoSport Challenge is in full swing. Last week, creativity was the name of the game, and both our contenders put up a really fair fight. But it was Ewan's graffiti piece, who would have thought it, that took the win, slowly closing that massive point gap between him and Zoe. In case you missed it, here's a recap.
Today we're doing an obstacle challenge, and whichever presenter does it the fastest will win the challenge.
I made my way through the cones very carefully.
Getting around the obstacles was fairly easy.
52 seconds.
106.19. Once you found this piece of art,
Look in the boot so you can start. It looked like an artist's palette. I created a lady of my own. She always seemed to have a little bit of a grumpy face.
let's go for lines and colors. So eventually it came together nicely, you know, got the nice strokes going.
I had a lot of fun playing with Play-Doh.
I'm happy with it.
Ooh, this is going to be a fun one.
Okay. So the battle lines have been drawn. So Zoe, you still got quite a comfortable lead, or is it comfortable?
I have a few points ahead, yeah.
Ooh,
A few points,
come
but
on,
like 5.
Come on, brother, but she's destroying those stereotypes. Absolutely love it. Well, who is going to come out tops on today's Ford EcoSport Challenge?
It's been a hashtag Get Busy competition between Zoe and Ewan as they put the Ford EcoSport and themselves through the paces. Their latest clue asks them to phone a friend to come along for the adventure.
So yesterday I got the cue card and said that I'm going to do some sort of challenges with the car, but that I'm supposed to phone a friend that I think could be fun, all right? So I figured I am in Josie, so my colleague Brett would do the job perfectly. Let me give him a quick call.
Please say a command.
Call Brett. It was a push of a button, voice commands, and then bam.
Calling Brett Expresso on mobile.
What's up, my brother? There he is. I'm good, my man. Listen, I've got these challenges I think that I need to do. Are you keen? Dude, I'm very keen. It was a great experience, actually. Safety first.
If you're going to do a challenge within a challenge and you're going to have to tick different boxes, the one person you want at your side is someone that is just ready for anything, someone that is larger than life.
So he describes me as larger than life. I'm trying to go on a diet, I promise. I'm trying to cut down on some of that big chunks of life.
Someone that can handle anything and find the humor in it. That's why I chose Mel Jones.
Hello?
Hey Mel, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
No complaints. Tell me, are you free?
I'm not often free, but I am now.
She's so much fun, and I decided, you know what? Let's dress up a little. I'm wearing my little cat ears, and I've got to pay for her as well. I think she's going to love it.
We always have a good time when we're in Joburg and we link up. I thought that he's going to be the perfect companion, challenge buddy for this kind of vibe. Nice to see you, brother, yeah.
I've got a challenge for us.
How you doing?
Getting you.
Fabulous.
Okay, well, listen, before we go anywhere, I think you need a set of these.
Ah, I think I could rock a set of these. Let's put this on. I think you need one of these.
I do indeed. Checklist. It is a checklist.
There was an off-road trail that we needed to take the car on. We needed to do a stop-start on a hill. We needed to mount a curb and then do an emergency stop.
Let's see if this baby can handle it.
Let's do it.
Both contenders must complete all 4 tasks required, and because it's all about vehicle performance, it shall be called Carcore.
This should be fun because we really get to test the EcoSport a little bit and, you know, see what it can really do. But we have to take it outside of its comfort zone a little bit.
We found a perfect curb to mount.
And it just so happens that there's a nice little embankment just off the curb as well. So I figured, why not just test it a little bit further?
Boom!
Yeah. Well, that's fairly easy. Suspension was handling it very, very nicely, but I figured let's just drive it up a little bit, you know, and catch a bit of an incline. There we go, there we go. And it did it, man. I was impressed.
Mount a pavement. Tick.
When I picked Mel up from her home, she lived right around the corner from a hill. And I was like, you know what? Let's tackle this list. 2 girls together with cat ears. There's nothing we can't beat.
The hill start and stop was a little scary because the hill was really steep. You don't realize when you're not in the driver's seat how steep the hill actually is.
I thought the hill start was flawless. I pulled up that handbrake, did some clutch control, and whoop, up we went. The Ford EcoSport handled it like a champ.
There are not a lot of gravel roads in Johannesburg. I mean, this is the concrete jungle. The only one I could find was just outside of 4 Ways past Lone Hill.
Brett was an absolute champion in terms of finding that gravel road. He knew exactly where to go. If it was just me, I would have been lost.
I'm quite excited to take her off-road a little bit.
Let's go for it.
Chances are somewhere along the line you're going to get a dirt road, so let's see if she can handle this one.
And it turned out to be a very decent gravel road as well.
Ooh, nice. Smooth, it's quiet.
Everything is much more fun on a gravel road.
For a 1 litre, this thing goes.
It moves.
While Ewan can check off driving on a dirt road, it's somewhat tougher for Zoe to find the same terrain in the Cape Town CBD.
I did warn her that my driving can often be a little shaky. She didn't give me any indication whether she was feeling stressed.
I felt scared of Zoe's driving all the time. Don't tell her.
You can generally tell when your passengers are uncomfortable by their reactions.
It's fun because I told her she's amazing. She is. She's amazing, but not sometimes.
Finding a gravel road in the city is not always the easiest, but the minute we hit Mooley Point, there was a parking lot that had gravel road.
How did we find a gravel road in the middle of nowhere? Well, in the middle of the city, really.
Look at us going off-road. The definition of gravel road is sand and rocks. That was sand, there were rocks. It's a gravel road.
Over little stones and the road, and we didn't even feel, because I still had to pretend I was doing this to make it look like it was more animated, because we weren't even moving that much.
We've taken the car off-road, check.
Yes, good job, by the way.
While we're at it, should we try and do this whole emergency stop thing? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. Emergency.
It's one of the challenges.
I mean, that's where you're really going to test the suspension, the brake, the steering.
3, 2, 1, emergency stop.
Nice! Woo! Look at that.
All vehicle owners should test their car's emergency stop on a quiet road so they know its braking distance and capability.
Now that's an emergency stop right there. All right.
Good job.
We got it out the way and done, and it performed beautifully.
Hiding in the cars is instruction on a surprise additional challenge, and the contenders will have to find it.
Games Master threw a little curveball at us. We need to go look for something.
Ah!
Have you found a little hidden compartment there, man?
I pulled that open, and there was an envelope.
And the winner is... Oh! 40 bucks.
Ooh la la.
So we need to buy something.
And then give it to someone, so pay it forward.
The surprise mission is paying it forward using the money for a random act of kindness.
You know, give like a cold drink to someone or cold drinks. Or...
That's a great idea. Let's see if we can find maybe those guys selling the cool drinks on the way.
We decided we're going to head on over to McDonald's, get some coffees, get something to eat, and find someone along the road that would appreciate it. As we were driving down Beach Road, we happened to come across one gentleman, and we decided, you know what? Let's not let the coffee get cold. Let's give it to him. I'm sure he will appreciate it.
Hello.
Hi.
How are
Can we give you something to eat?
Yes.
There you
And
go.
some coffee?
Thank you very much, Madam.
Have a wonderful day.
It's getting a little chilly, so the coffee and the meal, good touch, guys.
So we decided to buy cool drinks. Here's our guy.
How are you, brother man? How much are cold drinks?
10 rand.
10 rand.
So we gave the guy 40 rand. We got 4 cool drinks.
Thank you.
Cheers, boy.
We just decided to hand them out to guys that were on their hustle or people that may be having a rough day. We could maybe put a smile on their face.
You guys want a cold drink? There's one for you.
Are you guys thirsty? Okay, cool.
Enjoy, my man.
Enjoy, guys. Cold drink.
Thank you, buddy.
Pleasure, my brother.
Bless.
You too, man. Enjoy it.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Zoe scores 25 points for the surprise mission, while Ewan gets 30 points for his kindness reaching more than one person.
As I was dropping Mel off, I missed her house.
Driving past my house.
Oh, okay.
She missed my house, even though she picked me up there. But she did an emergency stop.
The minute I hit the brake, the car stopped immediately. There was no skidding. The ABS brakes are incredible. Before you hit the brakes, it's important to look into your rearview mirror to make sure no one is behind you. Safety first.
I would think that maybe next time just be more alert so you don't have to do an emergency stop.
We've just ticked the 3rd box. Let's just tick the 4th one right off. And I reversed onto the pavement.
And reverse! Girl, that was insane. Especially with the sensors. So we knew we were never going to hit anything.
So I live on a hill, and it's a serious hill. I do it on the daily.
Why anybody want to live on a hill like that, I don't know. This is mad.
If it can handle this, then it can handle anything. Here we go.
Let's see.
Yes!
Nice.
The EcoSport didn't disappoint, even with that 1 litre engine on a serious hill.
For the final car call challenge scores, Zoe has 20 points and Ewan scores 30 points for really testing the car while completing the tasks.
I think I see another clue.
You were awesome.
Cheers.
Let me go get my clue.
Keep
Cheers,
well.
bro.
There we go. This guy that just keeps leaving these clues like this. It's like, who is he? Like, who is he?
True friends are never apart.
Maybe in distance, but never in your heart.
Your Ford EcoSport opposition
Nominated to put you in a very unlikely
position.
I like this one.
What did Stradom get up to?
It's going to put you outside of your comfort zone.
But you know what they say about karma? There's something for you and as well.
I don't think your challenge, whatever you had in mind for me, is going to match up to what I planned for you.
Let's just say good luck.
From opposite ends of the country, these two have chosen each other's next challenge. Who knows what's next on the journey?
Hashtag get busy in the Ford EcoSport.
Oh, you should see how proud of himself Ewan is looking right now. Oh, back in the lead. Wow. What a challenge. Now, back to financial matters. We've been chatting a lot about the pay-as-you-use account from Nedbank because, as you know, it has a monthly fee of only R5, which really is incredible. You might wonder, what can you get for R5? Well, it's a fully fledged transactional account with everything you need, including unlimited swipes and free online and mobile banking, mean you can bank pretty much whenever and wherever you are. Best part, you can add benefits when you need them and you only pay for what you use. This means no surprising bank charges at the end of the month too.
I love it. But what's really exciting is that Nedbank allows you to open up to 10 savings pocket accounts linked to this account, and each savings pocket earns up to 5.5% interest. So now you can take your monthly income and put aside a portion for emergencies or groceries or renovations or holidays or basically whatever you want. And whilst it's out of your main account and safe from impulsive spending, it's also comfortably earning interest and growing your savings as well. And you can access your money whenever you need to.
I love the way you always throw in holidays there. Yes. But it really could be as easy as this. In fact, saving has never been easier. And of course, exclusive to our Expresso viewers, we've made it even easier for you to find out more. So all you have to do is SMS NEDPAYU to 30755. You'll receive all of the info that you need. And those SMSs are free as well. You can find all of the terms and conditions on nedbank.co.za.
I'm a dreamer, a doer. I know the hustle. I just need my money to hustle for me.
Let your money hustle for you. Get a bank account for R5 per month and bank on the Nedbank app without using any data. See money differently. Nedbank.
It's a good Wednesday. It's a good Wednesday. All right, we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Get a free Dream Maker pillow when you buy selected bags of Hill's dog food.
Welcome to it. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show only on Expresso, right here on SABC 3. What a Wednesday, ladies and
dude,
gents.
so proud of your challenge today, guys. Zoe, you are a contender. You are there. You are reversing those gender stereotypes.
You do not want to miss out on next week's episode. It's going to be a cracker.
It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, man, absolutely love it. What an incredible show. First of all, big thank you to Daniel Barron for today. So proud of him. He always takes risks when he performs. He's growing from strength to strength, and he's so young, but we've seen his journey kind of from the beginning here on the show. So, dude, thank you so much.
Well done, brother.
Yes.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
Absolutely amazing. Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show tomorrow, you have to tune in because some of us need a little bit of a retreat, but we just can't get away right now.
Yeah.
We're going to show you how to turn your bedroom into a retreat.
Oh, love that. And speaking of decor, for tomorrow's DIY, I'll show you how to make your own wooden dowel coat rack. You do not want to miss out on that. It's a cool, it's a cool project.
And also head into the kitchen, something rather interesting. We know that Zola loves her guac, okay?
Guacamole.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's guacamole, and that's what she refers to it as guac. I don't know what it is. But we are making avo mousse. Avo mousse.
Like fluffy guacamole.
Fluffy guacamole.
And then we've got another very proudly local performance from Mark Hayes. It's been a while since we've had him on the show. Cannot wait for that. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. We've loved connecting with you. We'll let our culinary debate rage on. And again, thank this beautiful soul of the year, Daniel Barron, you legend.
Thanks, brother, man.
We love you guys. Have an awesome, awesome day. Mwah.
Cheers, man.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
Forever young. 1, 2, yeah. In vain we run from the night. Can we get a little bit more keys? We are forever young. Yeah. Cool. There we go. We are forever young. In vain we run from the night, dreaming of Avalon. We staring at the sky. We are children of the sun. We stay forever young. Our light is burning brighter than the wicked things that we have done. But now love has begun, and we are still the children of the sun. It's a beautiful piano. It's like